Are we dancing? Tell us when to dance.
Oh, I mean, whenever you want.
So we're here. Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Deputized Delvers, episode number 3. And what they don't know is I tell them, all right, we're going. And then I hit a button. And then I hit another button. I turn some volume on. I turn some volume down. And then I start turning on microphones. It's about a 5-second process where everybody's like, are we on? Give it a second. We're here. No, we are here. Hello, and welcome. All the camera stuff is working. Everybody's here. We're playing our third game of D&D with the Deputized Delvers. How y'all doing tonight?
Good.
I seem to be doing all right.
I might be eating pizza.
I'm going to practice asking
Definitely
you questions
pizza.
at every bite.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, last time we played D&D, you guys came into... let me get all my notes up before I start doing some of this by memory. But you came into Enlow's Port. It was very airport security, magic detectors everywhere, personal intrusive inspections in and out. And you went in and you did some shopping. You witnessed some of the cruelty. Did some witnessed a stabbing. Did some gambling, hanging out with Snitch. That's what I got here for nibbles. Bought some armor, some pants, some hats. But generally, got in, got out, didn't cause too much chaos. So then, you hit the ocean again, and you were sparring. It was like a week of squaring up with each other and beating each other down, and then recovery. Most of this week is going to be your recoveries. You bandage any wounds, you get out the knots and the sores, and generally a calm and easy week. But you start to approach the next port. But the captain stops the ship in the middle of the day and calls the crew together. Gets everybody's attention and gathering around. Well, friends, family, no, really, sailors and guests. Hey, look, we're gonna have to stop for the night. We're gonna wait for sundown before we continue. You guys have about 3 hours. We're dropping the anchor. Enjoy a swim, get some sun, whatever it is. But let's just take a moment, let the sun go down. And with that, he turns away and walks into his quarters. Sailors start to the anchor's already down. The sails are down, and they start to open up the liquor stores. They start to jump into the ocean. Some of them start swimming around. Generally having a good time, relaxing, and a little bit of break that they're going to get. What are you all? Are you going to do anything during this time period? Yes.
Hey, Nibbles.
Yes.
What is your friend around?
Yes, I assume. I don't see him jumping off the ship yet.
You suppose you could ask him what the heck this is all about?
Sure. Yeah. I'll go do that. I'll be back. Yeah, I'll go
weird.
scamper off and look for Snitch.
Okay. Snitch is easy enough to find, and greets you as you walk up. Oh, hello. Nibbles. You going for a swim?
I mean, are you?
I'm getting my bathing suit on, and by bathing suit, I mean I'm taking off my pants.
Yes. I'll join you in that. That sounds great. But before we do that, is this a commonality to stop here in the middle and take a break every now and then?
Oh, yeah. I guess you wouldn't know. So we're getting into Vortex territory to desert. It's really hot. So the port closes down in the day, and nobody's really working. Once the sun goes down and it cools down a bit over there, we'll pull in the port. And it'll be like a normal port, but it'll be at night.
Oh, okay. This makes so much more sense. Yes, I'll join you shortly. I'll be back in a moment. And I scamper back, halfway taking off my shirt, but leaving the trousers on at the moment.
What about the wedding dress?
Yeah, the dress.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I would not recommend swimming in a wedding dress. Just
Oh,
saying.
swim in the
Okay,
dress.
Nibbles will go report back to the group. We'll do that first. So yeah. Hey, Greg, what's your character's name? It's
Play.
Clay.
Clay. That's right. Clay. So yeah, this is just normal protocol because the port closes because it's too hot. Once the sun sets and it cools down a bit, we'll be able to dock and come on land.
That seems legit.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go see Snitch now, and I scamper off to my cabin to try to hide my dress in the best possible location.
Before you go, I would like to have a discussion with all of you. And
Okay.
Finn will round everybody up and find a private place where it is just our group.
Okay, go ahead and give me a. Let's just call it a wisdom check.
Solid 10.
Okay. You're able to find yourself. You walk down to where you think maybe the hold's got places, but people are sleeping. You work through the kitchens, people are there, bedrooms. Most places are occupied by resting or self-entertaining people. But you find the spot on the top of the deck where most of the work is normally done, and at least there's enough commotion around that your conversation is likely not to be heard.
Okay. So, I like to think that we all know each other pretty well at this point, wouldn't you say?
Is this a trick question?
No. I'm just curious.
Then yes, I know you guys pretty well.
I feel like that's a reasonable assumption.
Agreed.
Well, I have a bit of a secret. Now is the time to tell you all, because if you find out later, it could get us all killed. I'm not quite what I appear. I have some very specific qualities that you need to be aware of, because it's going to come into play when we're there.
I instantly start scanning her body.
And as you're scanning her body shifts and becomes what would appear to be her twin brother, complete with decent facial hair, and a much more masculine build.
How alike do you guys look outside of the masculine build and the beard?
Basically twins.
Oh, fascinating! You can grow beards and shape your body size.
I can do more than that. And I'm going to shift into a thin elven woman with pale skin, blonde hair.
Okay.
And then shift into... I'm going to shift into Clay and look identical to Clay.
Okay.
Whoa! Clay does not like this.
I'm going to shift into...
Wait, is that what I look like?
And then back to Finn's normal androgynous self.
Interesting.
Now,
So
it's
you're
not
a
arcane
druid?
magic. I'm not. I
Oh.
am what is called a changeling. And
Well, I've heard about those.
yes.
I mean, yeah. But you know what I mean, well.
What is a proper way to address? What do you want to be called?
You mean
But-
pronoun wise?
Yeah.
It depends on what I appear as. If I'm appearing more feminine, she is fine. This form, again, full androgyny here, it tend to vary towards they, and then masculine is more he. I'm not going to get mad no matter what you call me, but
Gotcha.
just so you know. Please do not tell anybody, because my kind are not well trusted, especially in a time of war. I feel like that would be a dead giveaway of my capabilities, could be a dead giveaway of our mission. So I'm telling you now, so you are not surprised when it happens when we are there. that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
I
Excellent.
won't say a thing.
Excellent. That is
Well,
what I had to tell you. Anybody else
While
have
we're
any
talking
fun
about
secrets?
While we're talking about stuff, are we checked out on the fact that I can do this? And I'm gonna wild shape into a corgi. And now there
Now
are
we
two
have two
corgis.
corgis.
I approve greatly. 100% approve.
And I say because you shape change based on what you see, it is a mirror for the other corgi.
Oh yeah.
No,
was ten
Gwenna
corgis
doesn't
running
like
around.
this. Gwenna's confused.
And I'll turn back.
Okay, it's one tuna. One
Hey.
tuna.
I've got a great gambling game we could use with that. Swap the dogs around and you have to guess the druid.
Gwenna will pick up tuna and be like, no.
You
No,
can do the
no,
swapping. I won't touch your dog.
Mm-mm,
It's
Quina,
gonna make a fortune.
Quina, darling,
mm-mm.
you're a druid as well, yes?
Yes. No
Can you do
gambling.
3 dogs.
No. One
I'm not
dog.
saying I'm not asking you to turn into a dog, but are you able to turn into
Oh,
animals
no.
at all?
Oh no. I froze it.
Oh, we can see you. Can you see us?
Ah, back.
Hi. Welcome back.
Yay!
My internet is crap.
So, Quina, darling, are you able to turn into animals?
Messy.
Hmm. That's fair.
Can, but messy. And you froze it again. Why, computer?
Okay. Anybody else have any fun secrets to share?
I don't think I have any secrets.
I've got a crush on someone named Snitch.
That's not a secret.
We all know.
Oh.
It's a really,
You two
really
making a-
poorly kept secret.
To make an adorable couple.
Ah,
yeah.
thank you.
Don't look now, but I think Nibbles might not be human. Is that a secret?
Ah, nope. I'm pretty sure. That's obvious, I think, right?
Yes.
I,
Yes.
Hey,
I hadn't
yes, I'm a
noticed.
goblin.
Well, you had me fooled when you were wearing the wedding dress.
You didn't have me fooled.
I just thought you were a short human with a wedding dress.
Green
And-
skin.
I do look
You know,
quite
maybe-
dashing in a wedding dress.
Maybe bad skin.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
See if I can give
So-
us a
so
temporary
Granny-
zoom fix.
Has no secrets.
Oh, there we go.
Granny? Why would Granny have secrets?
That we're willing to part
And-
with.
And
I am a paladin. I don't have secrets. I am quite
Mm.
righteous.
Excellent. Well then, I suppose it is time to enjoy our 3-hour vacation. And Finn is
hey,
going
3
to.
hours.
Yep, I could go now, right?
You certainly may.
All right, bye.
I like to think you're just standing there in boxer shorts having this conversation with us.
Vibrating on the deck.
Well, I still have to put my dress away, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Going, can I go now? Can I go now? Can I go now?
So, with that, I'll just have each of you tell me what you're going to spend your 3 hours doing. We'll start with Nibbles.
Yeah, going to find a nice, safe place for my dress,
Okay.
and then basically swim in the water and play with Snitch until he gets tired of that, and then if there's more time, maybe gamble with some people.
Yeah, you could put the wedding dress in your footlocker on the edge of your bed if you'd like. You could try to hide it in a more inconspicuous location. Your choice.
I will put like the dress down, and then I will put like a couple of my other clothing on top of it, like my robe, and then on top of that, I'll take like a couple rations and put it on top of that, just like they'll stop at the rations is my logic.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and you haven't had any problems with theft here, so no reason to believe otherwise. And you get out to the ship, and there's about a dozen dozen and a half sailors in the water, and you see Snitch on the edge of the railing waving to you, and then he leaps off, doing a cannonball into the water.
He waited for you.
From that same edge of the boat, I'll run up, do a sideways backflip, hopefully.
Okay, yeah, let's see a acrobatics check. At least the penalty for failure is not too high.
Yeah, it's water.
So you jump off, you run to the edge, you go to jump off and do the sideways somersault, but you don't commit hard enough to the sideways flip, and you just kind of land sideways in the water. But you make it, and the two of you spend some time swimming around in the water. There are some, there's the smaller boats have been pushed into the water for resting, and some life jackets are floating around. They're kind of using their emergency escape tools for, rest. All right, what about Clay?
Clay is probably going to reread one of his useless books.
Okay, go and give me an.
So he doesn't have a backpack full of awesome books. He just has a backpack full of basically useless books.
Sure, go and give me an intellect check or an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation check. There we go.
Okay. This book, as you're skimming through something you've read before, talks a little bit about the sea creatures found, or the myths of sea creatures in the world. They talk about large squids, large mammal-like creatures that swim under the depth, things bigger than the biggest whales. Stories, and for the most part, old stories, sailors' tales about ships being pulled under, or moving islands, things like that. And, that takes up majority of your time.
Great. Now Clay has anxiety.
All right. What does Granny do?
I would like to hang out with Finn if I can.
Okay.
Happily.
Perhaps drink some coffee or tea and discuss what needs to be done next in our mission.
Finn is partial to dwarfish cream coffee.
Oh, that sounds delicious. I think that sounds like a good plan.
And we're discussing the plan and what happens when we get there.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent, because that is what Finn wanted to do. Which, of course, inquiring on the DM, how much do we know about where we're going at this point? I don't know how much intel we were given.
So you know that it is a seminary for Ektun, that students are brought there, druids, clerics, and paladins, that 3 of you are going there as students, 2 of you as bodyguards. There's not a lot to know about it until you are there. It's one of the advantages you'll have is you'll be just as lost as any other new student. And that you could be from all your rights and passages, all your background material is remote enough that your background shouldn't be questioned. But aside from that, it's going to be a lot of winging it.
Okay. I like it. Do we have stories? We presumably would have built stories about each of our characters in advance of going here. That's something Finn would have wanted to work on.
That's something you can work
people. Okay. Finn already knows their selves.
Okay.
But yeah. Yeah. Do you have any specifics that you would like to discuss?
Oh yeah, I want to know who I'm supposed to be.
Well,
so that I don't just knock out someone's teeth.
I mean that. We are going to, isn't it a military academy of some sort? Hogwarts.
Mm-hmm.
Just turn someone into a weasel.
We can do that? Is that
I'm sure
allowed?
someone can. I honestly don't know.
Druids
What-
can.
Tell me about what you would want to play. The easiest way to have a backstory in a cover is to use partial points
Well,
and adjust them here and there.
I don't think I can pull off graceful. I don't think that's gonna happen.
Not all
Maybe not
nobles are
maybe
graceful.
not ladylike either.
Perhaps you grew up with some rough and tumble brothers, cousins.
That sounds
Perhaps-
nice. Is there a place we're supposed to be from? Do we know Ectoon at all? Are we supposed to be aware of, or
I
are
owe
they pulling
you.
people in from lots of places?
It's all from Ectoon territory, and I owe you some names for those towns. But that's what you'll have is essentially a town.
Okay.
So we're all from one town?
Different towns.
Different towns. Okay. Well, tell me about your family. What family would you have wanted to have if you were a noble?
Oh, well, that's an interesting question.
Do you want to have siblings? Do you currently have siblings?
I don't currently have siblings. I don't know if I would know how to act like I had siblings.
Perhaps you didn't have siblings. Perhaps you had tutors that taught you in the ways of combat, and some of them were a little less noble than others.
Hmm.
I think that would fit for you.
I think you're right. That would
So-
be easier than pretending I had a brother.
What is your relationship with your parents in the noble aspect or in the real aspect?
Well, in the real aspect, I get along with my parents.
What are your parents' names?
Oh, it's really long. We're gnomes.
That's fair.
Uh,
That's
But-
actually an excellent answer because I doubt very many people are going to pry.
it's true. We do like our names.
Okay. Well,
What are you gonna do? Mhm.
well, I mean, I am Finn Descartes of the Descartes family. My minor nobles. My father definitely wasted his fortune in gambling, but
I like gambling.
me too. The youngest child of many. By time I could walk, my father had spent and gambled away all of our fortune, and a noble by birth, not by upbringing.
I see.
But yeah, part of being a noble, or at least presenting as a noble, is it's more about making them believe and making them not interested in the full story. Very few, at least in my experience, very few nobles want to know the whole story of anybody else. They prefer to do the talking than the listening. That's just my experience.
I think I can handle that. If anybody tries to pry, I'll just growl at them under my breath. It seems to work for the druids.
Aren't they quirky little ones? Just so. I don't know. Gwenna is adorable.
I love Gwenna.
Absolutely. I mean, they're all adorable in their own ways.
Speaking of Gwenna, what is Gwenna doing during this time?
So Gwenna's found a spot on the deck that's kind of half in sun, half in shade if she can. And she's taken out her little blue journal that she bought. And she's just kind of like cataloging new mosses and bits of dirt that she's collected.
Okay.
And just kind of like making notes on everything and also trying to occupy Tuna enough so she stops helping. Because she keeps like stepping on the notebook, trying to bring her like rotten fish heads and like anything else that she finds on the deck. So she's simultaneously playing catch and cataloging.
Okay. Give me an animal handling check.
Oh, my favorite.
You're really good at these.
Am I?
There you go. So yes, you're sitting there cataloging and you're getting some good work done, and Tuna is high energy at the moment and running in circles back and forth throughout the ship. Some of the sailors spend a few moments playing with Tuna, winding him up and then leaving him alone, and then he comes back to you, and you manage to preserve your work, give him a little bit of attention, and then send him back off in the other direction rather successfully.
All right.
After the sun starts to hit the horizon, the captain will call the sailors back in and give them a moment to either dry off or put away their things. And the ship begins to move again. And you pull in closer to land an hour later. Or you pull within sight of land in an hour. The large mountains of Fortix territory coming into view. The port itself, as you close in on it, is a it's a desert port. You can see in the distance it lays in the valley of two large mountain ranges, against the orange of the. You see the mountain ranges. It's dark, clear sky, but otherwise, yes, a sandy port. The houses themselves are made of a kind of a mixture of sand and stone buildings. You don't see any wood structures here, and the stone seems to be not your red brick and mortar, but your mountainous, large granite stones. The port, however, seems to be backed up. There's a queue for ships, and it takes you another hour to get into the dock. It doesn't seem to be a particular lack of docks, but dock hands, as the captain spends a few bits of time talking to a gentleman at the edge of the dock once the ship is into port, and he turns back to the crew, gives some instructions, and then walks up to the group of you and says, "Well, as it turns out, they're short on hands, and it'll take us a little bit of time to unload, reload, and get back on. And with work stopping as the sun rises, we won't be out of here until middle of tomorrow night. So, that being said, shore leave, have fun." This place is a lot safer than where you were before, but don't mistake it, it's still a desert. You'll find grassy areas, but you'll find little water. The book is renowned for its universities and libraries, so take your time to peruse those. And he eyes the clay. But other than that, we'll ship off just after midnight tomorrow. And with that, he goes back to directing his crew.
So that's
Excellent.
a little over 24 hours in port.
Yep.
Okay.
Excellent. Anybody have anything they want to do?
I heard something about a library.
Of course.
Is the captain still in front of us, or did he already walk away?
He's near enough if you want to get his attention.
So Gwyn will kind of like lightly tap him on the shoulder.
Oh,
Like,
hey, hello. Hi there.
Hi. Do you know if there's guild here? Baker's Guild.
Baker's Guild. Ooh, You know, these people, they're renowned for cooking on the outside of their ovens. Make a lovely bread that way. Yes, they have bakers. See,
Gwenna's intrigued.
yeah.
Gwenna will like nod and then return to the group. Bakers, Fine bakers.
Okay.
Fine bakers.
All right.
Okay. Bye, Gwynna.
Okay, so Gwen, are you going off alone, it sounds like?
She's got tuna. She's not completely.
You're going
alone.
off with tuna.
Going with tuna.
I want to go with. I'd like to try some pastries.
Eh?
I would recommend we don't completely split up.
Oh, I am not going off by myself to the library. I'm just indicating a desire to go to the library if anybody wanted to go with me. But we're too close to the ocean. There might be monsters.
I don't like to read, so.
I was gonna say, as much as I hate books, we do have lots of time. I guess we could do a little bit of a give and take. Go check out books while eating pastries.
Oh, that sounds like that would make the library much more interesting.
I'm sure they'll have no problem with us taking food into the library.
Shh, we won't
Not.
tell
You
'em.
good.
Wait, we're
Pockets?
nobles. We're nobles. The rules don't apply to us anyways. That's my understanding.
Wait,
You're
is that how
learning
that
so
works?
quickly. I'm so proud. Well, perhaps we can, we have 24 hours. We can make several trips. Yes?
I like the sound of pastries.
Pastries.
Pastries is good. I like pastries.
We could do pastries. Anybody not want pastries?
When it's
Pastries
glaring at
it
the
is.
group. It's like nobody better say no.
So, as you disembark the boat and walk down the piers, you do notice it's missing. I'd say missing a few people. You've all seen ports and docks, and the size of this dock and the size of this port, there should be a lot more people running around. They seem short-staffed. Your curiosity is rapidly answered as you approach the end of the dock, and there are missing persons posters, both on official bulletins and sporadically spread throughout the town. The town itself is a series of these stone, sand, and mud buildings, structures. Each of them have looks like a rooftop. It's a flat rooftop with poles and a canopy over it. It looks like the rooftops serve as bedrooms, away from the heat during the day, shaded but outside the heat of the house. Inside the houses, especially near the dock, you see workshops, stores, and you run into the first bread maker. There is a large metal stove. It is hot, not quite glowing orange, but you can see the heat rising from it, and they are slapping dough on the outside, these large circular pieces of bread, and they're rising, just not nearly as much as they had in the oven. It's kind of you see a stack to the right of this completed bread. It is several feet high in multiple stacks, and it's essentially naan, just kind of in a pizza rounded shape. And the gentleman sees your interest and says, "Hello, you looking for some bread? It's only one silver per stack."
Oh, I'll buy a stack for the group.
That sounds delicious.
One stack.
Everybody wants bread?
Yes.
Definitely.
Please.
Thank you so very much.
All right, bread's on me.
All right.
Now, this might sound weird coming from me, but as much as I want to try this bread, I'm curious. What's up with the posters saying people are missing? Our captain said this was a nicer area than where we came from.
No, I was wondering that myself. Perhaps we should inquire.
Same.
It's been a drought. First they thought people just leaving, seeking it out, but then just became too many. We've been keeping our trade to the port. There's something lurking on the outskirts of the town that everyone we send to figure it out just doesn't come back. So word's gotten around, though. Word's gone to the next city, and Fortix, Chancellor's been notified any day now. they're just gonna come through and we'll figure it out. Just I recommend for now, stay within the city.
Yep,
And
got it.
maybe
Don't investigate, we'll
Don't go
disappear.
to the edges. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't investigate. Okay.
Don't.
How long?
I'm gonna
Been
elbow
helping?
Finn in the hip because that's about what I can reach.
Finn nods.
It's been about a month. It's been about a month. But I'm sure I'm sure we'll be fine.
Guna will kind
I'm
of turn
gonna-
around to the rest of the group and be like,
I'll give her a sign.
And with that, he takes a stack of bread, compresses it a bit, and hands it over.
I think I'm really learning to stay out of trouble. It's literally don't do the thing that people say not to do.
That you're finally getting it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of sidle over to Finn and go,
Hello, Clay.
this seems suspicious. Also, here's some bread.
Takes a piece of bread.
It is it's very light and fluffy and hollow on the inside.
So, presumably, we all gather and walk away.
Yes, please.
As soon as we're out of earshot, Finn turns to everybody. All
We're
in
gonna
favor
go-
of investigating.
I would like to investigate, please.
I want to hit it.
I just want to help somebody.
Nibbles,
What?
would you like?
I'm staying out of trouble.
What if
Staying
we
out of
gave you
trouble in the other
permission?
town? Staying out of trouble in the other town was a little more important because the local law enforcement would have taken offense. Here,
Okay.
however, we would be doing a good deed, and you have a party to back you up.
Mhm.
Also, you seem like you could probably use a few bodies to hit.
Yes, it's been forever. Outside of you.
Excellent.
Sorry about that.
I asked for it, quite literally. Gwynna, darling, how do you feel about trying to help some people?
help, yes. Hit, no.
Well, you don't have to hit them.
Help them.
That's what we've got these guys for.
Unless they
Excellent.
mess with her baking.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
Stay
true.
here.
We might run into some people who don't like baked goods, so keep that in mind.
You keep your mouth shut. No such people.
Well, shall we? And then I would like to look for I would like to look at one of the posters and see if there's anyone. Is it like a bunch of different people posting a bunch of different posters, or is it like one person, like an organization posting a bunch of posters?
Sure. You go first to what is a bulletin board, kind of a town square bulletin board, and you see the oldest missing persons posters, and they start off these pretty well detailed sketches, and as you scan through the newer and newer ones, the sketches get a little more lazy, but they all are done by it looks to be unofficial law enforcement capacity. It eventually becomes a list of names with short descriptions when you get to the end.
Okay. Finn would like to try and find the individual who's been posting these.
Sure. Hey, give me an investigation check. I'll spend some time asking around town.
There are my skills. There are my skills. Investigation, you say?
Yeah.
Ugh, I should have better. Hey, a solid 10.
I love it when all of us do it. When we play D&D and we get like a questionable number, we go, yeah, solid 12. That's a good 12. But that is solid enough. You find your way quickly to the guards. It's a hot topic in the town, and people are, it's everybody's worried and afraid, and they all give you similar stories that the people started disappearing about a month ago, and they've sent out for reinforcements. you find your way to a guard who looks up as you approach and says, "Hey, you're new in town. What can we do for you?"
We're just visiting for a while, but we hear there's been some issues with missing persons. What can you tell me about that?
Oh, just stay away from the borders. You just don't wander us out of town. You'll be fine. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it so much. You just get out.
Gently pats Granny on the head.
I wouldn't be concerned for your safety.
Okay. Can you point us to the edge of town, please?
So we know how to stay away from it.
Exactly.
Of course, we wouldn't want to wander too far.
He looks you all over, the ragtag group that you are, and says, if you were looking to avoid a direction, you would avoid the east, since that would be the edge of town.
Don't go east.
There are, might I offer the, there's a fabulous bar here, with excellent service, plenty of things, gambling, there's gambling, we have opened up a casino, and we're well renowned for our universities and libraries.
Well, that sounds absolutely fascinating. Thank you so much. And what was the name of that inn?
Oh, it was the Pleasant Peasant.
And then just right in front of the guard, I go, "Can we hurry up and go east so we can go gamble, please?"
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And what was your name?
Oh, I'm Trevor.
Thank you so much, Trevor.
If you hurry, the
Hi,
bookstore is
Trevor.
having a sale. Probably.
Ooh. What sort of books do they sell?
I don't know. I'm not much of a breeder.
I ain't
You know a
either.
lot, but
Book
odd
books.
books.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much for your help. I suppose we should be off.
Yep.
Looks
Off,
around
let's
at
go.
everybody.
And not to the east.
Not.
Okay.
No, we're
Not
going
to
to
the
the east.
east.
Get it done, and then we could go gamble.
Oh.
And Finn immediately turns east and starts walking.
For anybody who's watching, he puts his hands in his head and
Trevor.
he walks away.
Trevor,
Oh,
wait, Trevor.
He did his stuff.
Yeah, just want to warn you, you have fallen for reverse psychology. All right, bye.
oh boy, bested again by the little goblin. Rue the day I will. I have to report this to somebody, and he walks away.
Excellent. We head east.
As you get to the edge of town, there are more guards, and as you approach, they get in your way, and they, "Hey, no, you don't want to go outside of this town. Sorry, it's really not safe. We've actually evacuated the edges. Oh, I mean, yeah, we're not going to stop you because that's super shitty of us, but okay."
Finn turns to him and says,
Can I insight that?
Please.
Oh no,
Solid
I'm
7.
not doing so well.
He wants to stop you. He wants to warn you about the things you've heard before, but it looks like it's not within their guidelines to physically stop you.
Finn turns. We very much appreciate your warning. We are aware of the dangers, and well,
We're looking for him.
we're looking for 'em. We're trying to do a favor for everybody, and stab a few things. Cheerio. Turns.
One guard leans into the other and says, "We really need to go report this." And one of the guards walks off.
Is that within earshot, just like last time? For the
Oh,
group?
absolutely.
I
Okay.
wonder who they're reporting it to.
Why
am
are they gonna
curious.
report it? They know if they know we're gonna go missing. I assume they're trying to get their paperwork in order ahead of time.
Maybe that's it. They're gonna go start doing sketches early.
Excellent.
They get my face right.
Like the guard's like, "Mer?"
Excellent. They put all of their sketch artists on the border, just drawing people frantically.
They're not guards, yeah. They're just artists.
They're just artists.
Don't forget to give me my pigtails.
Let's.
All right. So, yeah. I I suppose we start looking for things. What do we have no idea what we're looking for.
Will this be
Nope.
a group investigation of just like looking for tracks, looking
Kinda
for
just-
clues,
oh,
looking for
there's not
people's
enough.
prints?
Okay. So, yeah, there's a couple of ways intuitively off the bat you think you could tackle this. And I'll say for video's sake, if Clay and Jamie could lean to one side of their video or the other heavily, we'll get you in camera temporarily. There you go. Jamie's good. Jamie went a little. There we go. And now Clay's good. All right.
What the? Oh wait.
There you go. Now
There
you're
she
back.
Go
is.
this way.
Now you can recenter. That is our temporary solution for disconnects.
I don't think this is temporary. This should be permanent.
Just lean the
Oh.
whole time.
Eh,
Welcome back.
sorry, I'm back.
So there's a couple ways that you think you could tackle this. The first one is wander until something happens. There are some roads coming out of here. Now it is sand, packed sand with sand on either side, heavily traveled, and there's some stone kind of packed in, but it's just kind of an open desert. You could, and you sit there and you think about it, wander aimlessly. But of the two options, wander aimlessly to the left of the road, wander aimlessly to the right of the road, or go straight, you seem kind of at an impasse for any other decision. Unless you have something more creative.
All in favor of following the road? I mean,
Sure.
people are being abducted.
Yes.
Our best bet is to, I guess, be abducted.
Or attempted to be abducted.
I like that. That's much
That-
better.
that nobody's abducting me. I mean, they're gonna have to. Yeah, nope, not happening.
That's good. I hope so.
How much water do you have in your boot?
Um,
Oh,
about two
discuss
people's
this,
worth.
didn't we? Yeah.
Okay,
I know
So
I have it in my notes.
we need to make sure we have enough water because this is, well, I guess it's night, but still. What if we get stuck until morning? So I'm gonna say, my dad taught me that we should take water with us when we go on a walk.
That's
Well, I have my water. Presumably, everybody has at least a water skin. Yes.
mm-hmm.
And it is night. By the way, how many of us can see in the dark?
Oh, I think I can.
Um,
Let me double check.
Me.
With
Woohoo,
the,
me too.
with your night vision here, this I'd consider this low light.
Yeah. 60.
You're not worried about like even with dark vision, you're not gonna see any farther.
But even those
Okay.
without dark vision are okay for now.
Yeah, I mean just as much as you would be on a starry night.
Okay. That's fine.
So no moon.
Yeah. Well, none of you are gonna see anything that's 300 feet out. Like that's just
Right.
limit of your vision
Excellent.
at night. Okay.
Okay.
So
Perhaps we travel for about an hour and see if anything happens.
Sure.
Sounds like a lovely walk.
Just a bunch of nobles out for a stroll.
Testing out my new pants.
Yep.
They are fantastic pants, by the way.
They're so stretchy.
Did you say stretchy?
Yeah. The extra gusset really made the
They got a
difference.
gusset.
You can,
Oh,
you can
that's
do
right.
you can do the squats.
So after the first hour, and I'm gonna move you to a map, but we're gonna say this is both a desert, and there are no trees. Boop. All right. Let's see what I can get this. All of our maps, good old maps, lined up and zoomed in on. For the good of the stream. Cool. So, after about an hour, I need to know what your passive perceptions are.
12.
16?
16?
16.
12.
Okay.
I know mine's extremely low. I don't remember.
Yours
one
is an
sec.
8,
I think
if I
it's
recall.
like 7.
Okay.
I'm 13.
It's 7.
What's the range of your dark vision, Finn?
6.
I-
Oh,
Oh, you.
I actually was wrong. I don't have it.
Okay.
Mine is 60.
mine's
So-
60 as well.
Okay. So, what was the passive perception on Granny?
12.
Okay. Who's in the lead?
Yeah, what's our marching order?
I mean,
I
if
can
no one is
see
jumping,
Nibbles leading.
I mean, it's probably me or Finn, or both of us.
I think that Nibbles, Joy, Finn in the front, other two in the back. Actually, one of us should be in the back. I think that Nibbles, would you mind picking up the rear?
Oh yes, sure. Why not?
Excellent.
Okay.
And then so it's Granny, Finn, Clay, Gwenna, Nibbles.
Okay.
Unless
Easy.
anyone has objections.
That seems reasonable.
Excellent.
What I need is... one second. What I need is... Oh, those were supposed to... It's funny that those aren't hidden because I didn't do my homework right. Anyway. I need the two in the front, Gwenna and Granny. Or Granite.
Finn and Granite.
Finn and Granite. The two in the front to go ahead and give me... And I just need to pull my notes up again. Wisdom saving throws, please. Okay.
Wise as fuck.
We're going to roll initiative, and we'll
Select your
explain
token.
this moment.
Select your token first.
I did.
Yeah.
How do you select your token?
Yeah,
Click
click
on
on it.
Did I do it?
I have Nibbles is done is there.
All right, here we go.
Is that the only one
There's
you've
Finn.
got?
Yep, Nibbles and Finn.
Well, shoot. I rolled a
I see
19
Clay, but
plus
it's
2.
not on the sheet, so I can fix that too.
Did I do it?
It might be just catching up. That's a wisdom check. You were rolling, by the way, not initiatives.
You got my original wisdom check though, right?
Yeah, I got it. I just need your
Okay.
initiative. And I'll go ahead and get the rest of these on the board. There's Granite, cool, with the 15. We need Clay, so I can...
How come?
Your name takes up so much space. Your character is twice as wide on the turn order.
You're welcome.
Let's go ahead and, let's see, this button, this button, this button. It's always the GM layer does fun things. And then glitter.
I
Wait.
see my roll, just not over in the turn area.
All right, and I'm going to go ahead and fix the initiatives.
I see it.
I just added
Oh,
it.
there we go.
She wasn't there when she was.
Oh,
And back to the GM layer, and let's pop, pop. Granny, just in front of you, you saw two pairs of blue eyes pierce through the sand, and both of you started to get a little sleepy, just wanting to lay down and take a nap, but you shook it off.
You feel that?
That was a strange sensation. A little tired all of a sudden.
I don't like it. Did you see the blue eyes?
Blue eyes? Where?
Through the sand, straight ahead?
Now that she is pointing it out, would I be able to...
They make a perception
on it?
check. So what we're gonna do is we'll go in initiative order now, and we will. Your characters can attempt to figure this out in the initiative order. So I'm gonna need Finn to make another Wisdom saving throw, please. Okay, and now it is your turn,
Give me twice, sorry.
and you may make a perception check for your action.
Okay, well, I rolled perception a few seconds ago.
I see it. 19. Okay.
Okay.
So we're going to go ahead and reveal these two. Through the sand, you see the blue eyes, and they return from glowing blue to a dull brown, barely visible from where you're at, and then the sand kind of filters and closes over their position. next, what's going to happen is I need to check distance. Okay. Nothing happens there. One of the blue eyes that you just saw comes out of the sand again. And Granny, I need you to give me another wisdom saving throw. As they light up bright blue. Granny kneels down to the ground and begins to nap. Nibbles, you watch Granny lay down and nap.
What the hell's going on? Granny, get up! I'll move over to Granny.
Leave me alone.
Can I just like kick her?
For your action, you can shake her and wake her up.
Yeah.
Okay. And you wake up on the ground, not remembering much more than getting sleepy.
Why are you kicking me?
You just fall asleep on the job? I've never seen you do that before. What's going on?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I assume that's all the time we get.
Yep. Granny, it's your turn.
I am going to look around and try to get my bearings.
Okay.
Uh,
You know where they are generally, and that's why the tokens are there.
I'm going to
It's half your movement to stand up.
stand up and that's well shoot. I'm gonna stand up and move forward, so half my movement is 12.
So you can go 10.
No, my full movement is 25.
Right. So 12 and a half to stand up, 12 and a half forward. Just gives you 2 squares.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Coming from the back, nothing. Clay, you watch Granny fall down and take a nap. You watch Nibbles wake her up, and then she stood up and started charging towards the middle of a dune.
Okay. Can I get, if I were to walk up to Granny, can I get to her?
Oh, absolutely.
Is a square, how
5
much
feet.
is a square? Oh, it's 5 feet.
Yep. So there's
right.
even a ruler on the side.
Oh,
where
look
you
at
can-
that. So I can go like right here and touch her, right?
Absolutely.
She's awake
Okay.
now.
Yes.
Yes. But I walk up behind her and reach out to put a hand on her shoulder and say, with your permission.
Okay.
And I cast enhance ability, Owl's Wisdom.
Okay.
Ooh.
That's how many? +2 or advantage?
It's advantage.
Okay.
And wisdom checks.
Sweet.
All right.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Yeah, they've changed. Yep, awesome. You have advantage now on wisdom checks.
Heck
Hopefully that
yeah.
will
Does that
help.
include saves?
It does.
Yeah, wisdom saves and checks. And yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Ooh, I
Wait a
feel
minute.
better.
That's a really good question, actually, because there are 3 kinds of rolls in D&D. There are checks, and there are saves, and there are attacks. So no, that doesn't include saves.
Drat.
Advantage on wisdom checks.
But I'll let you redo
That's
that
all
move
right.
if you'd like. I'll let you retake your action.
All right, let me look at something here.
What can I do?
Which is silly because
Ah.
it should, but
Fine. I don't know if this would help.
What is it? What is it?
I could cast invisibility on you.
I
you
mean,
can- You can move invisible, right?
yeah, you just can't. Once you attack,
It's
you
just
reveal
if you
yourself.
attack or cast a spell.
Yep.
I don't know though if that would help with the wisdom save.
Well, make a decision.
Let's go ahead and make the paladin invisible.
All right.
Not the rogue. No, the paladin.
Gwenna, you disappear. You are now invisible.
Not Gwenna.
nope.
Not Gwenna.
Ah!
Granny.
That was
Granny. All right. All right. So that being your turn, Gwenna, what would you like to do?
I think Gwenna's gonna try and get to Granny too, and just see why she's charging off.
Okay.
Yeah, she didn't see anything, so she's wondering why her friend is like barreling off into the dude.
Yeah, you get the
Get
sense there's
Max
definitely
out.
an enemy in that direction. Just haven't laid eyes on it yet. Absolutely. We can move you. You want to be just right next to her, or?
Wait, is she invisible right now?
Oh yeah, she is.
Yes.
Right. You don't. She disappeared from your sight.
Okay.
I mean, you know where she was, probably.
Absolutely.
You probably still see sand moving.
It is absolutely moving. Footsteps and
Oh, that's not
Giant
gonna
metal
freak Gwen out
boots.
at all.
she's
Okay.
clunky.
So I guess Gwenna will go up and stop where Clay is,
Okay.
and she'll just kind of be like, Granny, Granny, and then she'll see like moving sand and start freaking out a little bit.
Okay. Gwenna, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
All right, get into it. That one there.
Ooh,
Okay. Yeah,
very
you
nice.
you
Okay,
feel
good.
something try to latch onto your mind and shake it off easily.
Wise AF.
Give me another wisdom saving throw, Gwenna.
I mean, she rolled 2
You
in a
did
row.
just get 2 in a row.
Yeah, but that's not how that works.
Why not?
Okay. Again, you shake it off. You feel it penetrate a little deeper, but you shake it off again. As you see, and both of you now, everybody here, because he did not do so well hiding himself, and now I need this. The sand shift again, and the snout and furry ears pop up out of that sand dune. As the blue eyes of this humanoid jackal glow blue and then descend back into brown, both of them firing off in succession, and Gwenna fighting off the effect. Finn.
Finn is going to immediately pull out their short bow and take a shot at this one.
Okay.
If I can find my character sheet.
A 19 will hit.
19.
Absolutely.
I do not have sneak attack. I do
No,
not.
you do not.
So 8 piercing damage.
A howl pierces the night as the arrow sticks into the sand just beneath its neck level, and this jackal howls in pain and shakes a bit violently, the sand falling off, revealing a humanoid upper torso.
Excellent. And then I have a bonus action.
Okay.
And I am going to you can use the help action as a bonus action, and when you use a help action to aid an ally in attacking a creature, the target of the attack can be within 30 feet of you if it can see and hear you. So I am going to get within 30 feet. I am going to move myself up to, I believe, there.
Okay.
Get me within 30. And I am going to, as my help action, can I shoot a shot, knowing that it's not going to hit, not trying to roll an attack, but to distract.
You're using flavor at this point. Okay.
Flavor.
Yeah, sure. Who are you
distract.
helping?
I am going to help Granny.
So Granny is invisible and will have advantage anyway?
Oh, sorry, Nibbles.
Okay.
I don't have to waste my frenzy attack, or not my frenzy, my reckless. So then I'll at least be a little bit more sturdy.
Yeah. So it'll be Nibbles. Will get advantage on his next attack. And that is my action, my movement, and my bonus action. So I am done.
Okay. Another jackal from the north pulls itself out of the sand and begins to move forward. 5, 10, 15. Check distances. Okay. And then it will stay there. Actually, it'll dash, and it'll come 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 over here. And the jackal another jackal sitting in the sand dune, right in this location. His eyes go blue again. And Finn, give me a wisdom saving throw. Finn lays down and takes a nap. Sleep overcomes her. Nice fetal position in the sand.
Does her help action no longer work?
It does
or-
work.
Okay, I thought it did. Okay.
This is all fast firing, so Nibbles, you're
Yeah.
up.
Okay. 1, 2. Come on, move. Oh, I can't go through other players right now. So anyways, I calculated it out. I would be right here. That's 30 feet.
Works for me.
Rage, and if I hit, Fury of the Small.
Okay.
So, action. Great sword.
A 14 will hit.
So then, add 5 more damage to that, because 2 for the rage and 3. I assume it's taller, or is it a medium unit or bigger?
Yes.
Okay, then add 3 more damage. So 15 damage.
And roll another attack just in case it criticals, because you have advantage.
Oh, right.
Crit fish. Okay. Got it. 15 points of damage. Great sword or great axe?
Great sword.
So you bring the sword up and you drive it into the sand where the creature's head is, and as you lift out, huge sprays of blood as the creature's kind of yanked up out of the sand.
Is it so it's still alive?
It is significantly damaged.
Do I
Just
want to be
hanging
risky
on.
already? Going into rage is not a bonus action, right? Oh yeah, it is.
It is.
Okay, so I can't do frenzy now. Okay, we're good.
Okay. Granite.
I am going to cast Guiding Bolt on the one next to the one that Larry just attacked.
Yeah, that'll hit. And 17 points of damage brings it within an inch of its life.
You have advantage because you're invisible.
Yeah, roll again just in case. All right, so Guiding Bolt, this large radiant bolt strikes into the sand, blasting the jackal out of its hiding hole. 17 points of damage as it's barely hanging on to life. It looks more dead, more close to death than the other one, and they both look very panicked. A fifth jackal reveals itself. This one, 5, 10, 15. Check the distances.
I'm totally going to sleep.
Nibbles, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yes. Oh my god, my saves are negatives.
Doesn't rage prevent you from being put to sleep?
No, that's way later on, with the frenzy.
Nibbles falls down and takes a nap.
Come join me in Dreamland.
Unfortunately, that stops
here,
my
right?
rage too.
Next round, if you don't attack or immediately.
Oh no, it says if you become incapacitated or I'll look at it.
Okay, fair enough.
Unconscious is
Yeah.
one of them, I think.
That'll be his turn. Clay, what do you want to do?
All right, I'm gonna move. Can I thorn whip from where I am and hit one of them?
Yeah, absolutely.
30 feet and but also not hit Granny.
Oh, too easy.
Or Nibbles.
Okay, cool. Well, yeah, and also not Nibbles.
Yeah,
Okay,
there's
great.
no range penalties in the melee anymore.
I'm gonna. How do I see? I select me.
So it should be a red dice next to that spell, and you just click it, and it should transfer over.
Okay, so here we go. Thorn whip.
Okay, an 11 unfortunately doesn't hit, as the jackal's able to move just out of the way, dodging this long thorn vine that comes out and snaps back.
That is way a bummer.
It is.
And I don't have anything else I can do.
So just so you know, DM, it says knocked unconscious or you end a turn and haven't attacked a hostile creature or taken damage from one.
Okay,
So
thank you.
I technically would still have it,
Well, you're
right?
Rage dreaming.
sleeping unconscious.
Okay, I didn't know knocked unconscious versus sleeping. I didn't know how you wanted to rule that.
I don't know. I'll let D&D tell me, because I bet the sleep spell makes you unconscious. There you go.
Okay.
I'm going to, I think, stay where I am for now. That seems safe.
Gwenna.
Okay.
Your friends are napping. Jackals are coming out of the sand and attacking your friends. What do you want to do? 2 heavily wounded jackals in front of you.
Damn you, Gwenna.
You
So
can at least shake us awake.
I think what Gwenna would try to do is, I think she's gonna go next to Nibbles,
Okay.
and she is going to attempt to cast Druidcraft, to make like the smell of a skunk, to
Okay.
maybe make the jackals think twice about coming closer.
I love it.
Give me let's make this an intimidation check. But since you're in combat, it's gonna be we'll do it at normal. Well, is this a spell slot or a cantrip?
This is a cantrip.
Let's do it at disadvantage.
Would she at least be able to use one of her magical skills instead of? Are they both under wisdom? Instead of using the intimidation stat, but using one that's based around magic.
Yeah, it's fair. So an intimidation skill, wisdom.
Yay.
So there you go.
Good
Good point. Very good use of alternate skill rules here.
Okay. All right, bear with me 1 second. So
Yeah.
am I rolling wisdom or am I picking a skill within wisdom?
Well, so you're rolling wisdom, but you're adding any bonuses you have to intimidate to it. Are you proficient in intimidation?
No.
So just give me
Wisdom, yes,
2.
intimidation, no.
Then just 2 wisdom checks.
Okay.
Oh, that's a save.
Okay. So you let out the smell of the skunk. You get the smell right, but unfortunately the jackals seem to be intent on this fight, and they are not immediately shaken away. That smell doesn't go away though.
Do they at least like rub their nose?
What I'll
for a
say
second?
what I'll say is the closest 2 jackals, since they have keen smell, will take disadvantage on their next attacks.
Sweet. So that equals out if they attack me sleeping.
Which it is one of those jackals' turns, assuming you're done.
The smell doesn't wake up Nibbles, does it?
No, unfortunately, the magical.
I'm used to it.
This jackal will take a step forward. He will attack. It won't be at advantage, but if he does hit, it will be a critical. And he brings out a scimitar and stabs down.
Well,
Oh,
No.
I mean, it was a crit either way.
It was a crit either way. So 11 points of damage as he stabs the scimitar deep into Nibbles. You wake up, though. You do wake up.
Worth the pain.
The other jackal on his turn, on the other side, his eyes are going to light up, and Nibbles, give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
I am screwed in this fight 100%.
At least you have hit points, though, right? You have lots of hit points.
Oh yeah, but they would be worth more if I was
Hey, you
in
saved.
rage. Woo!
You hold on, just
With
barely.
a -3, I saved.
Wow.
But this jackal will also stand up in 5, 10, 15, 20, 20... Oh, wait, 5, 10, 15. He'll move 15 feet since he had to stand up out of the sand. Has a scimitar in his hand. Finn, unfortunately, you're sleeping through your turn.
I can't even try and wake up.
You are asleep for 10 minutes until somebody else wakes you up.
Oh. Well, I'd have been a lot better off doing that.
wake
instead
the
of trying to
rogue!
thorn
Wake the rogue! Wake the rogue!
The other jackal comes forward 5, 10, 15. He will make an attack. This one at advantage. 21 hits. 4 points of slashing damage as he stabs at you with another scimitar. They seem to be ganging up on you, howling and yipping.
Yep.
This one here will attack at not advantage. I see he pulls his scimitar and stabs down at you for 13. Does a 13 hit?
No.
Okay. You're able to roll just out of the way as the scimitar strikes against your leather armor. Nibbles, they are surrounding and they are stabbing and howling, bloodthirsty, drooling. What do you want to do?
Yep. Right back into rage. So I'll use another rage slot.
Okay.
And attack the one I originally attacked and really effed up.
I
Okay.
assume you're standing up first.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot. Yes. I do not sleep standing. I'm not a robot.
Not at this point.
A 12 will hit, and you will bring this great
For
sword
15
up.
points.
Absolutely, as you stand, carving him in half.
Foul beast.
And that was...
Yay, dead one.
This one. Granite.
Oh, good. You killed some of them. I'm gonna run up right here, and I am going to cast Cure Wounds on Nibbles.
We do have a lot of healing in this party. Oh, I saw 3.
Okay, yeah.
Dang it. I want the age.
Let's just keep rolling until the numbers are high.
Well, it didn't badoop for me, so I didn't know if it went through.
That's fair. All right. So with that, it's at the end of your turn.
Yes.
Also, Des, thank you for all those cheers. It's a very colorful set of hearts, guys. We really appreciate it. All right. This jackal up here is going to... So you've been glared at by that one. Granite, give me a wisdom saving throw, please. Okay, you managed to stand up. He's going to move up here, and it's Clay's turn.
All right, so I want to do a thing, but can I wake the rogue up by casting a spell on her?
Depends on the spell. If it does damage to her, definitely.
Oh shit!
You can also wake her
is
up
there a way-
by spending your action shaking her awake.
Yes, but I would like to cast. Where the heck is it? Pass Without Trace.
That would be on
Doesn't
you,
that give
not on
stealth?
me.
What's that?
That would be on you, and it's an area around you.
Oh, it's self. I'm sorry, I misread it.
What that would
Okay,
do? Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just gonna walk over.
Click and drag.
Here.
Okay.
There we go. Whoops. Wait, no. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna cast, or not cast. I'm gonna shake her awake. Do I
Ah,
need to roll?
No, it works automatically.
Okay, good.
I imagine
All right,
Clay
you're
bending
awake.
down and going, "Do I have your permission?"
Exactly.
and then you hear,
Yes, you are now awake, Fen.
Okay.
I got this kink in my neck. Ah, turns out desert not a good spot to sleep.
All right, Gwenna.
Can I?
Oh, you
Can
can.
I?
Yeah.
Can I do one more thing?
Well, it depends.
Can I open my bow? Can I open my bow case and get my bow out?
Absolutely, that's a free action.
Okay. All right. You've never seen this bow before. Now I've got it out.
All right. Is there anything special about this bow?
It's just a bow. It's
right.
just my bow, but I've never had it out. And I kind of do it and I sigh heavily and get the bow out.
Okay. Next up is Gwenna.
All right. Well, since Gwen is pretty well freaked out at this point, so I don't think she's going to move. She's going to stay right where she is, and she's going to.
That one insulted your cooking.
I think Gwenna is going to scream like she usually does. And as she does, she's going to cast Moonbeam.
Okay.
And the one right in front of her, just like,
All right. So this
I can so imagine that.
silvery beam of pale light begins to shine straight down on this creature. I need you to roll a 2d10 damage. It's going to make a Constitution saving throw. It got a 15 to save, but it will take half damage. 7 points on the one right in front of you.
The Moonbeam spell, a shape changer makes it saving throw at disadvantage and instantly reverts to its original form.
Shape changer makes fair enough. Let me see what the original form is. All right.
As a shapeshifter, I'm well aware of this spell.
That's good. That's very good. Good catch. So
that's why I was like,
let me roll. Okay, so I got a 15 and a 19, so it won't revert to its true form. No change there, and it will take 7 points of damage.
Yeah, so as she hits it with the moonbeam, she'll still be freaking out, but she'll also be going, sorry.
Okay.
Nice.
This jackal, seeing that, is that a concentration spell at all? It is. Okay. Yep. This jackal here comes right up and makes a scimitar attack on you. An 18 should hit.
Yeah.
All right. 3 points of slashing damage and a Constitution saving throw, please. DC 10.
I hate it.
Unfortunately, as he brings his scimitar in, a small cut, but it jostles you for just a moment, and the moonbeam pops out of existence. Unfortunately. Finn.
She's not sorry anymore.
These two jackals
Finn,
are gonna fuck us up. Oh yeah,
Finn
yay, we have a Finn.
Yeah, hopefully. Finn is not amused. Finn is going to use half of their movement to stand up and then move to here.
Okay.
Finn is going to stab with their rapier with advantage because I'm flanking.
That'll hit.
For a 19 to hit. That was my short bow? That was not my short bow.
Well, we'll use the attack roll, but we'll need to reroll the damage.
Okay. I apparently had the wrong one selected.
Right.
9 plus 7 because I have sneak attack because I have advantage. So that's 16 damage.
You stab through the jackal, the pommel of the rapier connecting straight with the sternum. As you pull back, the jackal collapses onto the ground, reverting to an actual jackal.
Yes. Excellent.
Anything else?
And then is going to use the bonus action to give Nibbles advantage on the next attack that he makes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The jackal in front of Nibbles, let's see, this one and that one. Yeah, okay, so the jackal in front of Nibbles, his eyes will go blue, and I need Nibbles to give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
It's my weakness. Oh, that's charisma.
Wow.
I've never seen a lower number.
So Nibbles lays down to take a nap as the jackal next to him pulls out the scimitar and stabs at him again.
God damn it, with an auto crit.
It will hit and it will critical. So it's going to be another d6 added onto that since it's not calculating it for me, but 10 points of damage.
Okay.
And you wake
You're
up.
awake.
Hey!
Your turn.
Oh yeah, it is. Oh my god, I don't really want to do this, but I'm gonna have to.
Rage a third time.
Yes. Wait, hold on. Before I do that,
Yes.
how many of them are hurt right now?
3 of the 4 of them.
There's only 3 left.
2 of the 3 of them.
Okay. Because I think I might have a better idea. I'm checking something right now. If frenzy has to be enraged. You can make a thing. No, I can just frenzy attack, right? It does go
That feels weird. 1 second.
You mean reckless? No, frenzy.
No frenzy.
Let me double check.
Oh, when you're enraged. Well, once I clicked on it, it said when you're
there
enraged.
you go.
Okay, so enter rage. Attack one of the weakest looking ones
With advantage.
with advantage. Let's fuck this fucker up.
I endorse this.
Oh!
Nice.
All right. I'm just gonna hit the delete button on his health.
Okay.
He had 3 health left.
Oh man, I could have one-shot a full health guy. Damn it.
But you do.
That's
cleave
not
him
even
in
all
too.
of it. What?
Oh, you cleave him in too with this hit as you stand up again from groin to neck, just rip him
I
apart.
growl at the others as a free action.
You know what?
13 is the best number.
With the smell from previous, I'll give you a free intimidation check at
Oh,
advantage.
sweet.
So as the
Alright.
skunk lingers and the critical hit strikes, okay, there seems to be an effect. They look afraid. To be determined on
Hopefully
their
that
turns.
means they don't want to look at us anymore.
My turn.
Your turn.
All right, I'm gonna swing myself over here and hit that guy with my battle axe.
Okay.
Nice.
With advantage because you're flanking.
We don't do flanking. Sorry.
Oh?
Yeah, it's the first time we've had to
Yeah.
talk about it, but flanking breaks. Flanking is broken in 5th edition. They ruined it with the lack of a. Yeah, it's a thing. We'll talk later.
Oh,
You still get your sneak attack. You
You
just
do still
don't
get
get.
your sneak attack. Yeah, absolutely.
because I rolled with advantage and I would not have hit without the advantage.
That's fine. I didn't catch
Weren't you? Oh, okay.
it.
Who gets sneak attack?
She gets sneak attack.
Okay. Like, I don't get sneak attack. I'm loud. Clunk, 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 clunk.
All right. The 18 that'll hit, and what was the total damage? 16 damage.
Yes.
He is barely hanging on. Just barely as you pull the great axe right through his back, opening him up. He lets out another howl.
That's amazing.
That one. Okay. This jackalware is going to revert back as an action to go back. So instead, is going to disengage and start running away. He has 40 feet of movement. 5, 10,
So
15, 20,
opportunity
25.
attack?
Disengaged.
Oh, well, okay. I didn't hear
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I believe... Okay, yep. And that'll be... Did anything else you do? Action to disengage, movement, no bonus actions. Okay. That'll bring it to Clay.
I'm gonna shout, don't let him get away.
Yeah, Clay is definitely within range of short bow, yes.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, I just measured it.
So I am going to fire my short bow at him.
Please do. That'll hit.
Nice. There you go.
There's now an arrow sticking in his back, but he is not down.
He's not dead. Wow. I'm sad. I believe that is
Why
all I
not? He
can
hates
do.
your baking.
Although I am going to go ahead and move to. Let me click on my dude. Come on. Nope.
Stole my pastry.
There we go. No, cancel. Come on.
Says
There
with
we
her
go.
mouth full of pastry.
Oh no!
How come I can't seem to move?
I don't know. Do you have the do you have the ruler selected or something else?
Yeah.
There you go. You just moved. Or somebody
Well-
moved you. Where would you like to go?
I want to go. Nope, that's just moving the map.
You
I want
gotta
to. I want. Stop.
gotta have the arrow, not the hand. So if you hover over where the hand is, the top one should be select.
Okay. So there's that. And now I can't. The display
Where
has
do you
gone
wanna
all
go?
wrong. I want to go up kind of behind Nibbles.
Okay, right there.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay. All right, Gwenna, what would you like to do?
Yeah,
Throw a frying pan.
I get. Excuse you. Those are um. I hate it. Okay. So Gwenna. Okay. So did Granny actually say that the thing hated her baking?
Oh, yes. And she absolutely told you that they stole her bread and ran off with it.
Hate it. Hate it. Hate it. All right.
Yes, but Granny loves you.
Gwenna will try and chase after.
Okay. How would you like to do that?
25. I'm going to use my 30 feet of movement.
Oh, you don't have a ranged attack?
I don't. I got to get close. Gwenna's not a fighter. She's a baker.
Maybe you should kill the person in front of us. I'll take care of him.
Well, see, unfortunately,
late.
someone
I know.
provoked me. Granny,
I know the buttons to push. I'm sorry.
you pushed them.
After charging forward, what would you like to do?
So,
Is your bonus
Gwenna?
farther?
Huh?
Nothing. Sorry. Go ahead.
So Gwenna is going to continue to charge forward at this pastry hater.
Okay. Yeah.
And
deserves
as
it.
he does, she wants to. She's gonna shout. What is she gonna shout? Bread beef! And cast Shillelagh on her Lincoln as he's chasing after this thing.
So your staff or your rolling pin morphs into this large staff. Now I believe it's still melee range, so you're not quite within range, but you do have your staff.
Is Shillelagh a bonus action?
I think it is. I was just looking at that.
So you should be able to still use your standard action to move another 35, right?
Wait, can I?
Rechecking Shillelagh.
Dun dun dun.
I never played druids. Yeah, you can get up to him. You can dash to where he's at, or just past him, and then next round you'll be able to hit him with the
Okay,
Shillelagh.
so basically I'm just preparing myself for the next round.
If you'd like,
Prepare.
but you have another 30 feet of movement you could use if you use your action to dash.
Okay. You can like move right.
You could get in front of him and just slow him down, or get behind him.
Like right here.
She like there. All right, Hardy, I'm trusting you.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Nope. Never mind.
What would you like to do, Vid?
I am gonna step forward and stab. Actually, no, I lied. I am gonna take a longbow shot at the one that's running away.
Okay.
Because Finn realizes that it is faster than our lovely little druid lady. So I'm gonna short bow it.
Yeah, that'll hit, and
Nice.
boop.
Yay!
Much easier to copy paste and put that one up there. Yeah, you pull out the longbow, level the arrow, and fire it. It strikes the jackal right through the back of the skull, and it falls and tumbles over into the sand.
Excellent. And then gonna look over at Nibbles and say, "Come on, Nibbles, you got this," and give him his help action, or bonus action of help.
Yep.
Okay.
And then I fall asleep.
Nah, they won't put you to sleep. You're fine.
This jackal will dash. 5, 10.
I assume disengage.
Nope, just dash. You may make your attack.
Both of them get to make an attack.
Yeah.
50, 60, 65, 70.
I miss.
I technically have advantage.
You do?
I'll
And
take
I'm
the
gonna
8.
Pull him right back to here because that's where he's gonna fall to the ground as you bring the battle axe against him. He disregards all defense, trying to get away, and You slam down the axe on him.
Great sword.
The great sword. Sorry, barbarians and axes in my mind. Now it's druids and battle axes.
It's because
and...
he likes a 1d12 over 2d6. He wants that max.
Oh, I liked it. The 2d6, I like it. It's better.
Yeah.
Anyway. You have defeated my jackal puzzle.
Yay!
Puzzle.
Poina, are you okay?
She's a little mad that she didn't get to hit the bread stealer, so she's just kind of kicking sand at his corpse.
You can still hit him.
That's where I was going.
Just
I'm gonna-
kick it a couple of times.
I'm going to go ahead and
Look,
step up and Nibbles, with your permission, and
Permission for what?
cure wounds.
Yeah, you have my permission until I say otherwise. Touch me all you like.
Okay. There you go. Have 9.
Oh, thank you. You definitely can touch me. That feels great.
While they're touching each other, Finn is going to investigate the bodies for anything.
Sure.
Loot.
Give me an
Clothing?
investigation check.
That would be great. 18.
Okay.
Ooh.
As you go ahead.
You find anything good?
You find 5 canteens of water, leather skins. You find 5 scimitars. You find that these are naked jackals.
Well,
but on one of them,
now.
no, jackals.
Oh,
Tiny jackals.
they were werehumans.
And attached to one of them, around his neck, is a compass.
Curious.
The needle of which not pointing north. It is pointing
What?
east.
What direction? East. Interesting. I would point this out to everybody that
Can I
look at this bizarre compass. It doesn't seem to be pointing the right direction.
Can I use divine sense on it?
That only detects if it's fiend, demon, angel.
Celestial.
Right.
Celestial or undead.
It's not one of those things.
Okay. Womp womp. I wonder
Would
why
you
it
say-
points east.
I'm going to grab one of the scimitars.
Would we say Book Boy here, Clay, would maybe possibly know anything about magnets and metals being in sand disrupting a compass?
For this whole situation, let me get a history check from Clay.
All right. Here we go. History check.
Okay.
Nice.
Jackals, or jackal wares, are creations. Creations of a dark power. They're used as servants for lamias, which are half tiger, half man abominations. Not to be confused with, say, a centaur, which is more of a person. These are beasts brought forth and created for pain and suffering. So what you have here are servants of a lamia, who's probably nearby. Lamia is known for keeping slaves and using those slaves for a variety of operations.
When you said the lamia, what did you say it was half of?
Half lion, half person. If you look up lamia on Google, you're going to get some results that are also like fish snake people.
Yeah, that's the one I'm used to. I didn't
Right.
need to Google. I Googled it because you said lion, and I was like,
If you
weird.
put if you put D&D in front of that search, it'll give you a whole nother result.
Don't need to, because that's cheating.
No, yeah, Bruno. It was a not a B. It was an M. But I definitely heard the same thing. Sorry, talking to chat.
The vicious labia.
Yes.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a short 10-minute break. We'll be right back.
Perfect timing.
Is this where we dance?
If you'd like.
It was almost perfect timing. I already took my piss.
Mhm. I don't know if this is gonna work. I'm gonna do it till I see it on Twitch.
It's just dancing forever.
What kind of delay are we on?
Couple
Like 8
seconds.
seconds.
Okay.
On mine, it's like 8.
3 to 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Yeah.
you keep going. We're not in yet. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. Go ahead.
Yep. Because I definitely don't see it on Twitch.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Deputized Delvers, episode 3, part 2. These are, well, I'd say, these are the fine individuals who help support the show, and more specifically, Cranky, Old Cuber, Clay, over here, Tier 3 Patreon, playing a D&D game in the world of Zezzap. I have a lot of fun with these games. So, here's what you have. It is, with the knowledge you have, just do a quick summary. This desert is incredibly hot. You have approximately 6 hours until the sun comes up. You have an arrow pointing somewhere to the east, which may lie the Lamia and a handful of couple hundred, maybe 100, but yeah, it was about 100 slaves. Dead jackals at your feet, 5 of which gave you some trouble. Unknown number off in the distance. Travel during the day would become interesting. What would you like to do?
Well, we have a couple options. We could return to town, give them this compass, and tell them we're pretty sure we know where it points. Or we could go kill some more jackal bears.
You know what I like?
I do know what you like. I know what Nibbles likes. Power naps.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Wow.
snitch.
Well, that too.
That too.
Any
Snitch too.
preference on what we do next?
I don't
I
want to
don't-
get stuck out in the sun, but other than that, I don't really care.
I mean, I don't really like the sun so much, but I feel like we got to go figure out what's going on.
It's like at what, 8 o'clock at night right now?
He said we have 6 hours before the sun comes up.
So
So
Oh,
it's
it's
like
about
midnight.
midnight. And we got 24 hours to be back to the boat.
Yeah.
Although they'll probably hold the boat if we don't show up.
I mean, we are kind of
Not
their
gonna risk
specific
it.
cargo. Perhaps we travel for. So we've traveled for 1. We
Yep.
travel for, say, 2 more,
And then
See where we
turn
get?
back.
and then turn back if we don't find anything.
sounds like a safe
That's-
plan. Mhm.
That seems reasonable.
Okay.
Hi ho!
I'm going to make sure my water skin is topped off with
Oh,
whatever
we're
we
taking
found.
all 5
yeah,
of the water.
we're grabbing
Oh,
those.
great.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
Excellent.
Then
So
make
you-
sure we each have 1 extra.
You
Do
continue.
you want a scimitar, Nibbles?
Nope. Great sword,
Okay.
much better. Look at
Okay.
this beastly thing.
Covered in blood.
It's like taller than you, isn't it?
Me-sized, I would assume.
Okay. That's what makes it great.
Because I'm great.
They're bigger than a medium-sized great sword, or medium-sized long sword, but probably not quite, just barely not quite a medium-sized great. It is hefty for you.
You
Okay.
should really get a claymore. Yeah.
No, I've got enough clay here. We don't need clay more.
Now.
So with that, you
Let's go
Begin.
investigate.
to trek further into the desert. Your best ability to keep time has approximately 2 hours passed, and the needle hasn't moved, and you haven't stumbled upon any clues.
Hmm.
Well, I suppose we're at the. We have 4 hours left. It's going to take us 3 to get back to town, or we can continue on. What's the plan?
I say we go home or go back.
Go back? As far as we know, the 1 more day isn't hopefully going to be too much of a problem for these people. I mean, they've already been gone for a while.
And we found a clue.
We do have a clue, and I think that the townspeople would be very happy to have a clue.
And just checking out of curiosity. The compass needle's been pretty steady the direction we've been heading. It hasn't shaken at all or anything, right? I'd hate to get lost out here.
Does
We're on the
does
road.
Hasn't.
does that do anything other than point east?
So if we turn around and walk the opposite direction of the needle, we should be headed due
Wait.
west.
Wait, I guess I misunderstood something. When you say it only points to east, it's not stuck on the east of the compass, right?
It is
It's
a little north of east and moving. Yeah,
It does move when you move
If
the
I
compass.
yes,
twist,
absolutely.
if I twist the
Okay.
compass, it still
Yes.
points the same direction.
Correct.
Okay. God, the wordplay there was terrible.
I
I have a
liked it.
suggestion.
Yes.
What if we were to go back to town and then find out if there is some way for us to bring some kind of shelter that we could make shade if we got stuck in the day, and then talk to the captain and said, hey, we want to go investigate this because this seems bad. Can we stay in port for a couple extra days or until we get this figured out?
DM timeline. We had a certain amount of time to get to Hogwarts.
Mhm.
When does school start?
So, school starts close to your designated arrival time, give or take a couple of days, give or take maybe weather, maybe a stop, maybe further trouble down the road.
Okay.
If you were to lose a couple of days, you'd probably be fine. If you were to lose more than that,
I mean, it's
Okay.
Hogwarts. We're the main characters. They're just gonna loop us into it anyways, right?
Just gonna crash a flying car. We'll be fine.
Exactly.
I
Nothing
love
can
being a
happen
DM of
until Harry Potter
consequences.
shows up, right?
While I agree that we should try and help these people as best as we can, we are on a timeline. Also, we haven't slept. I mean, I was up all day, and now it's halfway through the night. Perhaps getting back, giving them the information that we have, and then resting, and then being on our way. Unfortunately, we don't have time to.
There is a big picture here, after all.
There is a big picture here.
Can we ask the captain?
We could ask the captain.
Like,
Perhaps
let's-
one additional day. We might
Go
be able
back-
to squeeze, but
Go back to town, sleep during the day, because we've still got all day today.
yes.
Talk to the captain and go, we want to go investigate this. Also, that way he knows we're going to investigate this. And if we don't show back up, maybe they'll come looking for us. Maybe they won't.
We could
Hey.
also go to the library or the book sale.
Oh, you make a good point. You make a really, really good point.
Or we could sleep. But whatever.
I'm going
so,
to sleep.
So
I definitely think we should sleep.
we should head back to town, yes?
Yes.
Agreed.
Excellent. Then we should do that.
Okay.
And we turn around and head back.
Okay. I need one person to give me a survival check at advantage.
Survival.
Not
I'll
me,
do it.
not me.
I'll do it.
Don't do it. Oh, you.
And wow. I'm useless.
After 2 hours of heading generally the right direction,
We have a compass.
you see that the compass is pointing just enough off the east mark that you know you've strayed a little bit, and you need another person to make a survival check
I can do it.
at advantage.
Let Gwenna do it.
Oh, Gwenna, would you like to do it?
Yeah, Gwenna's got a pretty high wisdom.
Do it.
Okay. All right, so 1 and 2.
I think the natural 20 should be good enough.
Okay.
So you begin to correct course. You correct it for the distance you've over traveled, keeping an eye on the stars, and you find the solid road again. And you make it back into town 3.5 hours after you turned around. So you lost a little bit of time. It looks like the sun is going to come up in 30 minutes. You have approximately 30 minutes to explore any other part of the town before the shops start to close and people go home.
Let's go get your books.
Let's go see if the library's got anything about deserts and Lamia.
And labia. Perhaps
I swear I said the M.
I'm sure you did. My ears don't work. Perhaps if you two want to do the library, I can get us rooms at the inn. Anyone want to join me?
I'll follow
I'll meet up
you.
there.
When I'll follow too.
Okay.
So, 2 bookworms, the rest of us to the inn.
Granny's somehow a bookworm.
I don't like books, but we might as well while we're here.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Will you just come along to protect me?
Sure.
Excellent.
I'm kind of weak ass.
Okay. So yeah, we split up.
The 3 of you find there's one decent sized inn near the docks, and this one is a single
Is it
story.
called the Pleasant Peasant?
Is that what I called it?
Yeah.
I wrote
Yeah,
it
it is.
That's
down.
what you called it.
Yes.
All right,
Pleasant
Spoopy's
Peasant.
Tom here.
Right, there you go. Somebody's got to have a memory because it ain't me. This is a simple 2-story building, but the second story is a roof. It is a canopied roof with sectionals, like cubicles, spread out. It's not a solid room. It's meant for airflow and heat dispersion. So when you go in there and you get your room, you're led to a section of the roof where there are beds and privacy
it's
partitions. Covered, yes, absolutely. There is a cover. But if you were to like stand on your tippy toes and like lift yourself up a bit, you could see into your neighbor's room.
Well, some of us can.
So we're in bathroom stalls.
Those are downstairs.
Okay.
They're just as soon as you enter the building and the sun starts to peek over, you could feel the residual heat from yesterday still emanating in this room. It's very hot. For those going book shopping, there are 2 options.
Okay.
With the time you have, limited now that it is, there is a large university. It looks like there will be a library on the campus somewhere, and probably a larger one with a big selection of books. Or there is a bookstore. And this one is looks well maintained, well kept, and they also seem to have a variety of books for sale. So, what would you like to do? One of those 2.
Let's go in the bookstore.
That sounds like a good plan.
I don't think we have time to explore and figure out the university library, so let's do the bookstore.
What are you looking for?
I want to see if they have anything with lore about Lamia, and or perhaps something about I don't know, desert survival.
Okay.
If you walk in, there's a older gentleman and a young boy behind the counter, graying in the beard, deep tanned skin, and he greets you as you come in. Hello, welcome. Welcome to Book the Million, plus 1. We're going to Books Plus. We're going to Books Plus 1 on this one because Books a Million's already a thing. Welcome to Books Plus 1. Anything we can help you with?
Good evening, good sir. Do you happen to carry any books that might give me some information or lore about something called a Lamia?
Oh, okay. Yes, we have a we have let's see. And he starts walking back through the shelves. I believe we keep that in the anatomy section back here. 3rd shelf over.
But anatomy, I said Lamia.
Yes, labia. Right. Female reproductive systems. And
So glad we screwed up once.
all right. He figures it out eventually, and oh, okay, yeah. Mystical beasts and those over here. We have fictional tales, and we have I wouldn't call them science, nonfiction per se, but accounts. Claimed accounts over here. Supposed biologies of half beasts over here. Although, a lot of photography in this one. That's I would say photography. Bad word, doesn't exist. A lot of art. Artist depictions of half creatures. What's your flavor?
Oh. Well, I like the sound of the artist's depictions of half creatures. That might come in handy.
He pulls that one
And-
off the shelf.
You said there was one of accounts.
First-hand witness accounts of spooky things, and it's got some lamias in there somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yes. That sounds like a good match.
Okay, I'll find this one.
What do you think, Granny? Or Granite? Do you have anything you want? I'll be happy to read it for you and give you the information if you don't want to read it, because I love to read.
Do you have any histories of the noble families of Ectoon?
Yeah, noble families. We definitely have the great powers. And he walks over to another shelf and pulls out a couple of books. Here we have through the perspective of political engagements. Here we have one through religious engagements. Here we have a historical, but this one's kind of from the perspective of Chrolome. So you're as biased as that one might be.
Ooh, what about the perspective of religious? That would be helpful for us, wouldn't it?
I think both would be helpful.
Oh, sure.
The politics and the
books.
religion. All right, there we go. Politics,
Yes,
religion.
the politics. The two
Any-
the two
and-
topics one doesn't speak of.
We don't have one that's just Ectoon though. You'll have to sort through the mess on your own.
And anything about gnomes?
Gnomes.
I do love to learn about gnomes.
Well, there's something back in the anatomy section. Anatomy. The female parts section.
I'm just gonna stare at him, kind of dumbfounded.
I'm sorry, we don't really keep much on account of what do you want to know?
Well, are there gnomes around in the desert?
Nope.
That's sad.
No desert gnomes.
No desert gnomes.
We once
You
had
know
something
what,
about
it's,
oh yes.
We'll go ahead and take that anatomy book too.
All right, anatomy of the races. So we have that back here. The intelligent species and diagrams. There it is.
I'm pretty sure Nibbles said something about wanting a book with labia in it, so we'll pick that up.
I don't remember that, but I don't listen much.
So we have the.
Oh,
We've got
what
5 books going right now.
what? Do you have anything on advanced martial arts techniques?
Advanced.
And,
And we
grappling and battle axe techniques.
Yeah, we got a couple back here. They lots of artist depictions, not a lot of words. Punch here, leg here, foot there. Yeah, we got some of that. We use this in the here we go, common one used in the Royal Guard here. Here you go. This is
That one.
sand grapplers is what they call this one.
Sand grapplers.
Nice.
Yeah, I really don't want to
Sounds
roll
like
around
an
in that
excellent
sand.
beverage.
Ooh.
I'm gonna be very enthralled with that book, despite my not being a reader. And just flip through and look at pictures.
Yeah, as you look, it's a lot of poses, feet placement, arm, shoulder, hip, diagrams, art.
Hey Clay, I think this is one of my kind of books.
Excellent.
Picture.
Excellent. Let's add it to the pile. So that's 6 books we have now. We have a book about politics. We have a book about religion with respect to the noble families. We have a book of monster anatomy.
Yep.
Is that what we said?
No, it was
Yeah.
intelligent species anatomy.
Intelligent species anatomy.
Monsters.
What was the one with the lamia in it? Not the labia, the lamia.
That was there's one on first-hand accounts of monsters and mythical beasts. Like Bigfoot, etc. And then the other one was, oh gosh.
I'll have to have the court recorder record.
Oh,
read
half
it
people,
back to
half
you.
people diagrams.
Oh yeah,
Pictures.
half people diagrams.
Artistic
That's what it was.
depictions of half creatures. Dictations.
Got it. And then martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Sand grapplers.
Sand grapplers.
That reminds me of like Tremors, like the graboids.
Reminds
Just
me
that
of
word.
Boone.
Okay. Good sir. How much for the books?
Oh, let's see. Each of these takes a little bit of writing and hand craftsmanship. This one here, a little older. This one's newer. All total, it's gonna be 20 gold. And we'll throw in a bonus. We have a bonus book special going on today.
Bonus.
What's the bonus book?
See, this is something that Fortek's been handing out. They calls it the Book of Quantity. This one's a little used. Somebody snuck in with this one, but he shows you a book with 11 blank pages. He flips through them and says, you hold the book, you ask about an item, it'll tell you how many of that item is within a 10-mile radius. He's been handing these out like pamphlets lately. We're just trying to unload some stock.
That's interesting.
That's an intriguing book. Okay, 20 gold sounds good. Have you heard of any Lamia being around here? Any stories that would...
I'm gonna stomp on his foot.
What?
The last person we asked about that thought it wasn't real.
Oh. Well, okay, let me ask it this way. Can I ask him another question? Or are you gonna stomp on my foot again?
It's hard
He
to tell.
seems just he's perplexed. All right.
Have you heard? Yeah. Have you heard about the people going missing?
Nope, not at all. Definitely haven't. Yes, of course I've heard about him.
Have you? Has anybody in town investigated about it, or are we just putting up posters at this point?
Oh, you're asking? Oh, of course people investigated. Many people went missing. The board got a handful more names. Nobody's come back.
Okay. All right. And you haven't heard any strange stories of beasts in the area?
I heard all kinds of whispers. People say it's the land kraken, right? They say it's the giant serpent, a worm. Yeah, everybody's got a story.
Okay. And our understanding is they're waiting for reinforcements to come to investigate. Is that?
Yeah, we sent some messages up around the
Is that
coast,
right?
and there's
Okay.
That's
Okay.
that's the word.
All right. Well, thank you for the information, and I'll hand him 20 gold.
Okay, he'll take it. He'll throw on top the it's like a little notepad, and it's leather bound. It says Book of Quantity on it, right on the top. Thank you for your service. Welcome, and hope you enjoyed your time at Books Plus One.
Books plus one. And what's your name, sir?
Oh yeah, it's Trevor.
Hey.
That Book of Quantity sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we used to use it a lot in the university. Used it a lot in the library to see if there's a book in stock. Once the library got too big, they were using these sheets of paper as like little finders, like a card catalog.
Well, this might come in handy. Well, thank you very much for your time, sir. And, enjoy your sleep period.
Oh, I will. It's about that time, isn't it?
Indeed. We're going to get back to our...
It's really weird that you say sleep period.
I talk strangely.
Enjoy your morning, sir.
And I'm gonna leave. You're coming with me?
Yep.
Nah,
Okay.
she's gonna stay there.
Yay, socially awkward druid investigates.
Love it. I love it.
You all
Socially
from,
awkward druid did wonderful.
the rest of you in the hotel see them coming down from down the road, from your rooftop position.
Excellent.
And all of you find your way into the hotel as the sun hits and the heat and the temperature really begins to rise. You notice the beds off the ground, a stretched canvas without padding, very minimum blanket, like a very thin sheet folded up on the edge. You get the feeling you're not going to need it, as even up here, you're getting a little stuffy. So, anything you want to do for the rest of the morning before you go to sleep?
Long rest. No, I want a long rest.
Finn would like
Before
to.
you sleep?
Huh?
No, I know. I'm
Nibbles.
saying I don't want to do anything else.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Finn would like to find a guard. Preferably one that looks like they are of rank, that they might have any sort of authority, and explain. Well, we went out, investigated a little bit last night, this evening. I don't know how you guys word it here. We found a handful of jackal wares, and one of them had this, and I'll hand over the compass. It seemed to be pointing explicitly in one direction that isn't north, and we believe that may be where your missing people are.
The guardswoman you find leading a patrol stops, and she's, oh, well, thank you. This is something. And she turns it around and looks at the horizon, finds what she thinks is north, and rotates the compass and says, "Welby, that's a heck of a lead there. What's your name?"
My name is Finn.
Thank you, Finn. And you were the group that we heard went out. You came back alive. That's a first. That's yes. Promising. What did you run into?
5 jackal wares, which one of our friends believes may be servants or slaves to a lamia.
Huh.
Which, I know, it sounds a little ridiculous, but just be careful when you send people out there.
In the world we live in and the things we do, I can't imagine it'd be, yeah, we will. Thank you. This should help us a lot.
Oh, and,
Here.
maybe something to protect you from sleep magic.
Here, follow me. Okay. There's at least there's a purse on this for information leading to. So here, we definitely saw you leave. This is something, and she talks to herself a bit as she walks over to a nearby building, comes out a few moments later with a small sack of coins, and hands it over. Says, "Yeah, no, 200 gold here for information leading to clues." So that paid for by Enlo, and you have his thanks. Thank you.
Excellent, thank you. May you have safe travels.
She brushes back, and yeah, if you have to excuse me, this I have to act.
Of course. And then Finn will make their way back to the inn.
Okay. You get to the top. Everybody's down for the night. You may take a long rest, recover all your stuff.
Yay.
And you wake up late in the afternoon as the temperature's starting to cool down and people are starting to rustle awake and the activity and the life in the city begins to move around. What would you like to do?
Excellent. I relay to everybody that I turned in the compass that we found to the guard. They seemed quite grateful that we were able to return something and that we actually returned it all. They provided us with this, and I will hold out the coin purse. Counted, it's about 200 gold. What do we all want to do tonight?
Make another 200 gold.
I know where I could make 200
Gambling?
gold. Yes.
I'm not particular, I guess, but I'd sure did have fun hitting things.
True. I'm not sure we have time to go all the way out there and then be back by midnight.
I thought we asked Captain for more time.
We can
People
certainly
have
ask.
been-
Is that what we would like to do? See if they have a day that we can pass?
Can't hurt to ask.
Excellent.
Perfect.
make
You
a
guys
run.
go ask.
It-
and I'm gonna go gamble.
It could if we don't make it to our destination on time.
It could, and that's why we need to discuss the schedule and how long it'll take and how long we have to dilly-dally. And Nibbles, if you want to gamble, perhaps they have some downstairs, and we can come pick you up shortly.
Oh, of course, yes. I'll be here. You be there, and then you come get me when you're done over there.
And then we'll be here.
Seems reasonable to me.
Yep.
Okay.
Did anyone else want to stay?
You know what? I'll stay.
Looks at Clay, looks at Gwenna, drops her pen. Ow. This is what I get. I don't know if you noticed about the fidgeter. Oh, I just wrote on my hand.
Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm going to ask the two of you how aggressively and quickly you want to gamble, and how much you want to put on the line for the. We'll say for the night. How much you want to put on the line for the night?
What do the stakes look like?
That depends on how aggressive you play.
Moderately.
Moderately. What about Nibbles?
Well, see, in my mind, I was thinking time frame wise, but now that it's probably not going to be very much time, very aggressively.
Very aggressively. Okay.
We're like dropping 200 gold possibly.
Okay. Now, would you like to play games of luck or skill and luck?
100% luck.
Okay.
Don't tell me the odds. It's my feature.
Oh man, skills and luck.
Okay. So then for
Keep me
skill
away
and luck,
from that crazy chaotic mess over there.
there are games of cards that you can join in a variety of. And for yours, I'm going to need you to make a wisdom check for the night. Okay. As you play through a couple rounds of cards, you slow play, figure out the game, figure out the table, and figure out the people. Oh, wait, you didn't tell me a number first. You didn't
For
tell me
gold,
how much. Yeah.
75.
Okay, that's reasonable.
Sorry.
I won't make you reroll. For that, you come back with 110 gold total. Not 75, so not 110 extra, but
Right.
yeah. But you slow played and earned some money. Gambler, never tell me the odds. Odds and probability are bread and butter. During downtime activities involve gambling, chance, figuring odds. The best plan, you get a solid sensor, which is like true. Okay. I want you to roll me a D100 at advantage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, stop. How much money are
Okay.
you putting on the table?
It was 200. Or, like, in total, I expect to not go more than 200
Okay.
in the short amount of time we're doing. So I assume that's pretty damn aggressive.
And roll another. Okay. You walk up to something akin to a roulette table, spinning ball of numbers, and you do it all in 2 rolls, putting half of your chips on a 30% odds and the other half on a 10% odds, and you strike both. You walk out of there 1,500 gold.
Damn.
Nice.
Nice.
And they are quick to usher. They're quick to offer you a night. They're offering you drinks. They're offering you another night in the hotel. If you would stay and continue to gamble.
Oh, of course. I can't guarantee anything yet. I have to wait for my friends to come back. I'd hate to clean you guys out too early, though.
I'm gonna roll my eyes because I think I heard that across the room.
And the other half?
You would have, yeah. Yeah, big windfall.
Nice.
They've handed you a giant, tall glass of something colorful. They are cooking up some food in the back kitchen for you.
Oh, this is so nice.
If I notice them bringing him food, I'm totally getting up and going over to where he's at to eat it.
Okay. He said at this point they've brought you either to the table to continue to gambling or a table off to the side, your choice. But we're gonna go to the ship while this is happening. At the ship, You walk up, and it's now, sun is starting to set, and boxes are being moved up and down the ship now. The captain looks and says, "Hey, awesome, good news. They started right as the sun went down. We should be able to leave in just a couple of hours. How'd it go? Did you enjoy your stay here in the sand village?"
We did, actually, though we didn't spend much time in the village itself other than sleeping. You see, I don't know if you noticed, there are some missing people's posters around.
I tried not to get too sappy about it. That's how one gets killed, but yes.
Well, we went out into the desert to see if we could find any leads, and we actually did.
Oh, very good. Good for you.
The rest of us were wondering if there is any leeway in the time that we leave, perhaps spending another day here. We're curious to investigate some more.
He ponders for a moment, and he chews a bit on his lip, and he says, "Darling, this ship moves when you're on it. That's the job. But I have a schedule, and if I get you there late, it's my head. I tell you that it's a gamble I don't like, but seeing as how I can't beat you up, tie you up, and put you on my boat right now."
Right now. Finn raises an eyebrow. Well, I wouldn't want to put you out, Captain.
It's an uncomfortable request. And,
That's fair.
I don't think we can do it.
Understood. Captains, out of character, can't words. Captain's word is law, after all.
I really don't like saying no to y'all. Y'all have been okay guests on the ship. Thank you for understanding.
Of course, it's no problem. And I turn to the others. It looks like we're out. I don't think we can go tonight.
If the schedule's too tight, the schedule is too tight. But I thought we
Agreed.
should ask
Yeah,
because it
absolutely
seems like
no
they
harm
need
in
some
asking.
help. And I'm still not over not helping that guy getting mugged in the alley.
That was rough. It was. Well, perhaps we should go pick up the other two. I wonder how much money they've lost.
Probably a lot.
Gwyneth's gonna grumble.
Come on, Gwenna, let's go see if they have any other bakeries around.
Nah. You go. No help. We no help people. I stay on boat. It's fine. I stay on boat.
There may be other people around town we can help. Just ones that aren't going to make us late to Hogwarts.
Oh, like one that got stabbed. We no help either.
Perhaps
no help
we could
that one,
go.
No help missing people.
We did help the missing
we
people, though.
Who we help?
Gwenna, we did help. We found an item. Like, you should have seen the guards lady that I... Gwenna. Finn is
throwing
gonna...
a little bit of a tantrum.
Yeah. Finn is gonna swap to Primordial and speak Aquan at you.
A little thrown off by that.
Gwenna, we really did help those people. You should have seen the way they reacted when I handed them that compass. They were astounded and excited that they may have a way of actually helping them. Us going out there may have saved their lives. We just can't be around. May is better than not at all.
But we can do more.
But we
I know
can't.
we can do more. And there are other ways.
You know what our mission is?
I don't like it.
I know, but our mission is going to save a lot more lives than these people.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I know.
I don't like it. She's
You don't.
She
I
agrees with
understand.
you.
Huh? Say again.
She agrees with you, but she's still kind of doing like the 5-year-old foot stomp, pouting, talking to the dog and like scratching the dog.
Come on. If you want to stay here, you are welcome to, but we're gonna go back. Maybe have some drinks, find some tasty pastries.
Fine, I'll find the tasty pastries.
Okay.
Okay.
And then swapping back to common. I suppose it's back to the bar then.
Tax the par. I like the sound of that.
Finn will, make sure the timeline and make sure that we're back in time.
Okay. They bring out the largest steak you have ever seen, Nibbles. This is. It is
one whole roast cow.
It is at least a steak for 2 people. It is cut in such a way that like, yeah, it's brilliant. I don't know if you've ever been to Ruth's Steakhouse. I'm imagining something like that.
Granny, I know we're the 2 smallest people, but wouldn't it be the greatest to devour this before the others get here?
I'm already in.
Yeah, it cuts well. It sits well. Do you do any more gambling? They are heavily encouraging it.
Ah, yes. I guess I could let you win a little bit more back, and I take 500 and drop it on one bet.
All right, so let's do another D100.
I'm gonna not choke on the cow
advantage.
I just consumed.
Another D100.
D100. 2 D100. Yeah,
Okay.
2 D100s.
Oh God, this is where I lose this.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Ow.
It is all gone. Wiped up. He collects you, thanks you for your bet. And you notice the attention has been lessened a bit. Do they keep giving you drinks as you want?
Oh yeah, I don't even pay attention that I lost the money. It's just nom 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 nom.
You still have your hotel voucher. You still have.
This hotel voucher could anywhere in any of your places.
As the only place I own, or that we own.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Thought I could take it for the go.
So you find them, and the bar is is like a double basement, 2 basements down, where they can get at the coolest, and torches light the room, and various. There's a bar along one side, and then various tables of various. And you see Nibbles with a large stack of gold coins sitting at a table with the last couple bites of a very large plate of steak, and
Oh, quick! They're here! Come on, Granny, hurry! Eat
finishing
it! Eat it!
large fruity drinks.
Ooh, Gwenna, look at that drink. Isn't it so
I'm
pretty?
gonna order a couple of large fruity drinks for Gwenna and me.
Okay.
And we can go, nurse our injured morality for not helping more.
Mhm.
Okay.
Gwenna will agree to this.
Okay. So you all enjoy the rest of your early morning. And the way that this place works. You're not the only ones here. This isn't strange for this place, but you find yourself... Oh, sorry, not early morning. Early evening. You find yourself back on the ship. A little more intoxicated, little fuller for your meals. Any partaking for the night of drinks at a regular pace, we'll say 3 gold per person. Half that for half a pace of casual sipping, and the captain pushes off, and the boat sails back into the ocean, heading north along the western continent of Zezzap. And a week passes. Short version this time. What do you all each want to do for this week?
I want to come up with my backstory.
Okay.
I think Gwenna wants to try and work with Granny because she's not so good at making things up.
Okay. So 2 of you work on backstories. Okay.
Finn will help anyone who asks as well. Finn
Okay.
is.
I would like
Question-
help. I would like help on my backstory.
Nibbles?
I stare at everybody working really hard on their backstories, and this is easy. I'm a bodyguard. I just sit and guard. I'm good, and I scamper off to go play.
Okay.
Probably with Snitch.
And so it's a good week as you each sit down and you study out, you plan out your background, and we'll have to do this one up between the specifics of this between sessions. Feel free to come up with whatever you want. And Nibbles enjoys the ship. Finds activities and excitement and adventure. Whatever that looks like. And because you spent the week, you feel like you and Snitch got a little closer. A little like a Yeah, just a little closer. We'll say that. And then the desert one day fades away. The desert to your the desert coastline you've been following fades away to a large jungle. Vines the size of what are those big trees in California?
Palm trees?
No, Northern California in the mountains.
Like redwood.
Redwoods, yeah. Vines the size of
okay.
redwoods, weaving in and out of the earth.
Jesus Christ.
That's
Large
big.
jungle. Yes, an excessively large jungle. And as you take the occasional moment to watch it pass, you swear you see large trees being moved as if something is brushing against it, waving back and forth as even larger monstrosities move just inside the coastline. The coast being a rocky shore, a cliffside for most of it.
Does any of that seem like, do I know anything about this area at all?
Everybody knows about the wilds of Santa Lucia's territory, much like we all know about the Amazon. You know that mysterious large beast roam, and that everything Santa Lucia creates is unique. You won't see too many of the same large creatures more than once, and the things that make their home there are dangerous. What you've never heard of, and this comes the third day, as you pass this territory, you start to coast around the northern portion of Santa Lucia's territory. What you weren't aware of is the large beasts also seem to include water beasts. As a large swell of waves just ahead of the ship breaks the back of a mighty creature. People in the crow's nest start shouting. Their shouts a little bit indecipherable. Panic hits the ship as people start to scramble to the front of the deck to see this large tentacle wrap itself around the back of whatever the large beast is and pull it under violently. The waves begin to crest high as the force of two gargantuan creatures fighting just under the surface of the water begins to shake and shove the boat around. The boat leaning sideways, almost tipping over a full 180 as the man in the crow's nest screams, falling into water below. People are throwing ropes, life jackets in his direction, but the boat's moving, crashed, and thrown around by the waves as the captain begins to shout orders and tries to calm the chaos. He points to each of you and starts giving you directions. And here's how this portion's going to work. He gives out tasks. He's got sailors bucketing water as it comes in over the side. He has sailors repairing holes and patching them up. He's got his best man on the wheel steering it at just the right angle, trying to get hit the waves just right so they don't capsize or get pulled under, while also trying to veer as far wide of this fight as they can. I need one of you to volunteer to bucket water, and it will be it's someone of high constitution, somebody who can bucket repeatedly over and over with the rest of the crew.
Nibbles has no problem. He instantly jumps towards that bucket.
All right. I need somebody to patch holes. Somebody strong.
I'll do it.
Okay. He'll be fighting against the waves and the water down below. I need somebody to assist with steering the ship. Somebody with high wisdom who can help judge the waves as they come from the front and relay the information to the back. Okay. For the other two, you will be on rescue duty. Every time somebody falls over or is in danger, you're helping people throw ropes. And we're going to do this one in rounds.
Can I use my help bonus action to help too?
Helping the help and help.
I mean, it's helping, but it's a different kind of help. I don't know.
You may use them on Clay or another sailor. As you're assisting and calling out at targets and handing rope and those things. I'll let that go. Taking more command of the situation. So how this little minigame will work is there are a number of rounds unknown to you. Each of these saving throws is a DC 12. With enough failures, an additional crew member has to come in and takes away from another section. Every failure makes the ship harder to repair or harder to bucket or increases the DC challenge rating on steering the ship correctly. These are all interwoven somehow. So I need our bucket player. Give me a Constitution saving throw. You start moving round after round of bucket of water from the top to the bottom. Seemingly small amounts of water with everything that's gushing in. Unfortunately, you fall behind.
Already.
Let me make sure I mark.
+3. Come on now.
1. Unfortunately, fall behind, slipping on the stairs, falling down them several steps, tripping several other people in the bucket brigade, splashing water back around onto the floor, resetting you back just a bit. The holes are coming in. Leaks are starting to pop out. Let me get a strength saving throw for repairs, please.
Damn it.
Hey guys, I think I know what happened to the ship. We may lose the ship already.
The repairs, at the first board you get in, as you start to close in the holes, you're trying to hold it up, a huge wave comes and smacks the board, pushes you back as opens and widens the hole as the ship starts to take in more and more water. From the front, the waves are coming in at angles, and the person steering the ship needs your vision. Give me a wisdom saving throw as you try to relay the information.
Please do it right.
Okay. That is 3 failures in round
row.
1. Because of this, 3 people have fallen overboard. I need 2 attack rolls using your attack stat, whatever your proficiency. Well, you're not proficient with this, so give me a strength check or a dexterity check to throw out the line to catch. This is a DC 15.
Okay, so each of us gives one.
Each of you gets 1, and you get added advantage because you're being helped.
I have a question.
Yes.
I still have a point of DM inspiration from last session.
You may use it.
Okay, so I'm not using it yet, obviously, but it's there. So it's a.
Watch, you'll need to.
Is it a dex
So I
save
roll
or just a
2
dex
and you-
It's going to be a dex or a strength check.
check?
Okay. All right, I'll roll 2.
Okay, Clay, you get it out, and it loops around a person.
Yay!
And I get to do 2 as well, correct?
Yes. Well, you throw 1. He got 2 because it was at advantage.
Okay.
So you don't need to use your dice.
2,
Yeah. So I got my 18.
2 out of 3 people save. There's still 1 in the waves, and he's gone as the boat moves forward.
Damn, he's gone.
The next round, I need another bucket, as this is your 12th trip up. You're up and down the stairs, trying to get the faster than it's coming in.
Has the DC gone down now that we saved 2 people? Is it still 15? I see the answer.
It's not your DC we're worried about. The DC for steering the ship goes up with every failure.
Gotcha.
Yay!
Okay. So here's my bucket.
Okay, you successfully. Let's see. Let's make that like that. Okay, you successfully keep it together as you're moving up the ship. The line of bucketeers moving smoother this round. The holes are big. The water seeping in. Let's lead the repairs. Okay, a 22 does it as you manage to get a board up covering the hole.
Now we're getting the hang of it.
All right, for steering the ship, Because last round they had 2 failures. Your DC is now 14 for your wisdom saving throw. All right. You managed to guide the ship properly, telling him the angles of the waves and properly communicating it back to this man who's furiously spinning the wheel and trying to keep things on course. The sails have been pulled down the half to take advantage of the wind, but also not be ripped through with the violence of the waves, of the motion, using more of the waves to push you. The beast in the water, its head comes up just 50 yards in front of the boat. The bottom jaw, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times larger than the ship. The top of the jaw, twice as big as the bottom half, as it snaps in the air, a large tentacle wrapping around its neck and pulling it back down into the water as the thrashing continues. Round 3. Bucket water.
Yeah.
All right. 2
Oh,
successes.
so we didn't have to save anybody that time.
No.
Oh, excuse
Right?
me. No, because nobody fell off. Because nobody failed.
Okay.
Yep.
Just making sure I understand.
All right, repair holes. The bucket team is working super smoothly as you're repairing holes just about as fast as they're being made. But there seems to be rock and debris flying in the middle of this fight, things being ripped up from the bottom of the ocean and smacking into the side of the boat. Steer the ship, DC 14. All right, you managed to communicate just the right instructions. It's getting tough. The boat is falling apart, and it's not steering as smoothly as it needs to, and nobody falls off the side of the ship on round 3. Round 4. Bucket, DC 12.
Ooh, yeah.
All right, that's another successful bucket. It's looking much better.
Yeah.
That is another successful hole patch. All right, DC 14 ship steering. Makes it again as between the 3 of you working with the rest of the crew, the ship sustains minimal damage this round, but it is suffering blows as 3 sets of tentacles comes up. One slaps the side of the ship as you try to pass around it. The ship curving sideways and almost beginning to circle these creatures. More holes begin to form as many people. As I need every one of you to give me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, save.
DC is 12.
Nice.
Okay, so Clay.
Can was I still using my help action?
This is a saving throw.
This is okay.
Yep. So
I just want to save him.
let's see if I'm looking at this right, because there's
it
a
gave
couple
me
of double
2.
rolls. I'll just
I don't
take
know why
the
it does that.
first one. So we have Granite succeeds, Glitter succeeds, Clay fails. Did I get one for Nibbles?
I was the first person.
That's
right?
a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, whoops. I thought I
Wait,
clicked it.
I save?
You did. You got a 19, and then you re-rolled it to a 5, so your 19 is
That's
fine.
so weird. I
Oh.
swear I clicked it. Okay.
Okay, so all of you but Clay succeed. Clay, the violence of this, you fall over, smashing into the railing, take 2 points of damage. You will suffer disadvantage next round on your actions.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully
so
you won't have to
falls,
rescue
but not
anyone.
overboard.
Right. But he will roll normal with your help next round. Okay, so that's
I
1,
didn't
2,
mean to
3.
do that.
You're fine.
You did mean to do it. You want that.
I know.
On the 5th round. Yeah, sorry. On the 5th round, bucket of water. You after a while, you've been doing this for feels like hours, as you slip and fall, being shoved down by somebody else who slipped and fell. That's 2 failures. Repairing holes, DC. Yep, you succeed as you're patching them almost as fast as they're being made. That is the 4th success. Steering the ship. You have you have last round's DC still, so DC 14. You succeed. Nope. As you manage to again communicate the right angles, and he's trying to steer, but he keeps getting pulled back into what's becoming this whirlpool as these creatures thrash in the water, struggling for dominance. With one failure, one sailor falls into the water as the ship careens to the side. Each of you make an attack roll.
Hey, Finn. Oh, an attack roll.
Makes an attack roll. You make it at normal because she's helping you, and she makes it at normal.
Okay. So,
It's just a
dex-based attack?
dex
Yeah.
or strength.
We did, okay.
Yeah. You're not
want-
proficient
oh,
with the things you're throwing.
Okay. So it's an attack roll, so I can't help her with guidance.
Right. Okay. Finn, you manage to get it close enough. He latches on, but he's immediately yanked as he's holding on for dear life. Several sailors next to you begin to try to pull him in, and that'll be your next round.
I was at disadvantage, so I should roll another one.
No. You were at normal because she's helping you. It evens out.
Oh, all
Yep,
right.
yep.
Well, I blew that roll then.
You're unfortunately. I need everybody to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 12, as the ship gets thrown violently around again. You try to keep your
whoops.
footing.
That wasn't a save. Do you want me to just add proficiency or reroll? I haven't even seen it yet.
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Oof. Clay, granite.
Dex is my best stat, too.
Everybody,
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
you may.
If I can
Well, I
find
have
it.
an inspiration. Does that mean I could roll again if I wanted to?
You may.
Natural
let's do that.
20.
Wow.
All right, let's do this again. One more. Hello?
Hello.
What's it doing?
Okay.
Hey.
So, granite, you fall
Maybe
against
saved?
a shelf as the boat tosses around. Take 1 point of damage and suffer disadvantage on this next round. The boat
Ouch.
continues. It actually starts twisting around the wrong direction. They have to pull the sails. They start pulling the sails all the way down because the boat's just rotating now in this miniature whirlpool. You feel something slap hard against the side of the boat. Bucket. All right, 20 is a success. 4.
Come on, Granite.
Repairs.
No. Oh,
All
It's
right.
at
No.
disadvantage.
It's
Nine.
yeah.
Unfortunately, you're unable to keep up with the pace as another hole is ripped in as you're trying to put the board up. You can't quite hold it up as you're thrown backwards. This check is a DC 15 for... Wait, let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4... A DC 16 wisdom check for the druid as she sits on the front of the ship trying to get it steering in the right direction.
You are so rolling so well.
nice.
All right. And the violent waves, one more person falls overboard. I'm going to need Clay to make that save, to make that attack, as I need...
Advantage.
You have advantage.
I
need
do?
Yeah, you do. I need an athletics check from Finn, as you're trying to pull in the last man who barely got it, and he's being pulled back into the whirlpool.
Do you want... Can I do guidance for the athletics check?
It's an action to do it. Unfortunately, you would have to
Oh,
not
and
have
I
thrown...
did my
Yeah.
action. Yeah. Well, and that didn't work.
Oof.
Mm.
You and the combined strength of the crew aren't enough as the rope gets yanked out of your hand, and you watch as the poor sailor gets pulled into the whirlpool and sucked under the water with the force of it.
Rolled a natural 20 last round.
Clay, you throw the...
At least we're not dead yet.
Clay, you throw the ring out, and it misses him completely. You have to pull it back in as you watch another sailor get pulled. If this was
So
normal
sad.
waters, you could just turn back around and get him, but there's just this violent fight, and I need everybody to make another dexterity saving throw as the ship is just rocking back and forth.
Hate it.
No.
Oofed.
Wow, guys. So suddenly turned real bad.
Well, we've been rolling okay for a while.
You've actually got a lot of really good rolls. This is...
Yeah.
All right, so everybody,
yeah.
everybody who didn't hit a 12 is going to take 2 points of damage and have disadvantage on this next round.
Damn, should have went in rage.
All right. Bucket team. DC 12 Constitution saving throw. You managed to keep the team going.
Oh.
They're getting their. Oh wait, you're rolling at disadvantage or not?
Oh, I am.
Yeah,
No, he
you
got
are.
a 13.
No. Oh no, I have to roll at disadvantage because I hit my head.
I thought you had 13 though.
You rolled a 13 for your dex save, though.
No, I didn't. I rolled
No,
a
you
9.
didn't.
No,
Did
you
he?
rolled a
Oh.
13 and then you rolled a
It
9.
didn't.
It went twice.
Oh yeah, you got a
Yeah.
13.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, the top one went
Oh.
13.
Yeah, take that
I
damage
didn't
back.
know it went twice. Okay, then
Yep, you
13.
succeed.
Yay. Thank you,
Um,
guys.
Repairing holes. I mean, keep an eye on who actually is.
I'll also heal my 2 points.
Grant, it's fine. You managed to keep the repairs up. You were just moving through the storm, throwing off your armor, rolling up your sleeves, and just nailing in boards, and just you're doing well.
Yay!
The ship DC is currently at a 16 still. Wait, no, one more failure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's at 17 now. So all the failures from last round adding up as the ship is getting harder and harder still, taking on more and more water. Give me that wisdom saving throw.
You got this.
Wait,
Yeah.
No.
I am so happy you're steering the goddamn ship.
Hey,
no, I'm
nobody fell overboard. Nice.
Oh, is she at disadvantage?
Oh, wait, no, I meant to. Oh, fuck. I mean, fudge.
Fudge.
Dang it. Sorry.
Are you at disadvantage or no?
I'm scrolling up to
I
look.
think I am.
She
I
is.
rolled a 3.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're just.
You got this. You got this.
Oof.
Oh.
All right.
Damn it.
So your second ship steering failure as you hit at such a bad angle, the front dips in and scoops in a whole bunch of water. The ship's buoyancy barely maintaining as the whole ship rocks back violently. That is one failure. So one more person falls overboard. You both can make attacks or strength or dexterity checks to try to recover that person.
I'm at disadvantage, but I'm helping him, so he's at flat, right? Because
He-
he failed. We both failed,
Correct.
Yeah.
I think.
Correct. You
Okay,
have it
there's
spot on.
mine.
Oh,
Oh,
it's all
God.
up to the disadvantage.
Ooh,
No.
okay.
12 is the DC, right?
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
fine.
Whew. Save
Um,
the
Good.
guy.
Our DC doesn't go to 18 for driving now.
He managed to latch on, but again with the whirlpool, you have to hold on. And next round will be a strength check to keep him pulled on. But with the number of people that have fallen off, the DC for bucketing goes up by 1.
Okay.
You have lost too many members of your team. Let me pull up my notes again.
Oh, well, I already clicked the
Good.
dice. It might
Yeah.
load with a
You can-
number.
I,
No?
I would
have a
just
number
like
yet.
to note we could have stayed another night.
These guys would be fighting for a week. We'd still see them.
All right, so I don't have your number at the moment.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if we had to do the dex thing first.
Oh shit! Thank you.
No,
Yes, please give me a
no.
dexterity saving throw as the ship continues to pull violently.
Why you do this? Why you tell him?
Because I'm fair.
No, it's fair.
Oh! No, so many fails.
Hey, I saved.
All right.
Yay.
Looks like Granite,
Ow.
Finn, and Nibbles both take 3 points of damage and have disadvantage on their next
Do
round.
I take more because I crit failed?
No, I'm not that
Just to be fair. No.
no. That'd be a hell of a home
Yeah, I still did it even with the negatives.
Yeah, Nibbles continues to bucket. Let me make that note. Okay. All right, repairs. Strength saving throw. Still
Nice.
manages to knock it out. Yeah, you are just going. And steering the ship, DC is 17. Wait, 1, 2, 4, 6. It's actually 18 now. Yep. I've got to keep track of this DC. It keeps going up. So what happens is, as you're bucketing the water, it's still seeping in. You barely keep the bottom level. The bottom level of the boat is starting to fill up. It's at about chest level. Things are starting to move around. Cargo shifting more than it should. Things that aren't tied down as tight. Your DC for bucketing from here on out is 14. Repairing holes. because the bucket team is having bucket team's having trouble. Hasn't pulled away from you yet. You're fine. There are just a lot of holes, and the boat's going to continue to take in more water, but your check's not getting harder. Steering the ship, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, is still going to be DC 18 next time, and one person fell into the water. So I need the strength check, or the athletics check from Finn, and I need the dexterity attack from Clay.
Boom.
All right. You managed to pull in the one downed person, and Clay, you have
Nope,
one
I
on
got a
the
2.
end. Oh, would you get a 2? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're unable to, the pull of the whirlpool is so strong, you're unable to get a footing around it.
Guys, I have a minus
Hey,
one
hey,
strength.
Casey. One thing I feel like an idiot.
It's your
Maybe I'm wrong.
athletics.
Yeah, please.
Shouldn't I have advantage
Well-
on these deck saves?
You tell me why.
Because of crap. Where is it? Advantage on deck saves that I can see. You have advantage on deck saving throws against effects that you can see while not binded, deafened, or incapacitated.
I'd say that
Danger sense.
the ship shaking violently isn't something you see coming.
All right.
I like that
That's
for
fair.
fireballs. I like that for traps and things like that.
All right, fair enough. Figure I'd try.
Oh, that's good. Okay, yeah. So one more person falls out, and Clay, you have one on the end of your rope, and that ends round 8.
So that means a strength attack for me next time.
An athletics from you next time.
Or an athletics. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right, round 9, bucket team.
Oh, whoops. I mean, you can ignore that roll. That has nothing to do with what we're doing right now. Not that that's any better.
All right. With three failures on the bucket team, the captain has to order more people away from the repair holes to come down and continue to help bucket because the water level is getting too high. Granted, your DC goes up to 13. You may now roll.
Womp, womp,
Unfortunately,
womp.
the holes are just coming too fast as more and more water gets let in. The captain's in a tough spot because he would start pulling people away from bucketing, but he's just sending people over to bucketing. So he sends people away from the
Can't do
saving
it,
crew
Captain.
to come help repairs. So the saving crew DC just went up to 13.
Oh no.
All right. So steering the ship is currently a DC 18. Let me double check that. It was. I have to keep adding to it every time because I'm not giving you the penalties for this round, just last round, and I probably shouldn't do it that way anyway. We have 2 more failures. That was 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 19.
Yep.
DC 19 to steer the ship.
It's really a 14 with no stats, so that's not so bad.
Unfortunately, you just keep crashing headfirst into the waves at such a bad angle. 3 more people fall off the boat.
Oh no.
Finn, you can save 1.
And then Clay still has to pull one up.
So
one
I am
of these
doing athletics.
people is Snitch.
Oh, don't kill Snitch.
Is that the one I just saved? Maybe.
I think
And-
it's one of the ones
That's
that
the one that
fell in.
just fell off. So Clay, I need to
Finn-
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I say
Have
Clay,
Clay
I
first.
need an athletics check from. DC
Oh, he did.
is 13.
Just did
Okay,
it.
you pulled him in successfully. You were looking at 3 people. One of them is Snitch.
I aim for Snitch
Okay.
with disadvantage.
Yay!
Oh!
Disadvantage.
Oh.
Um,
You watch as all three get pulled into the whirlpool as the ship starts to pull away from the fight. One more round.
I just want to add, I accidentally closed the Twitch stream because of that.
One more round.
Sorry, I tried.
No, yes, it's not fine, but it's
I hate
fine.
to be that person, but are we making deck saves again?
We are making
No,
deck
too
saves.
late. Oh,
I'm
Uh,
sorry, I have to be that person.
no, I know. God damn it, I'm at disadvantage.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay.
Okay.
You see.
All right. The ship starts
Wow.
taking on violent
That took a dark turn.
It's taking violent amounts of water that has now risen past the first level, starting to seep into the second level of the ship. Repairs, please. All right. So a 21. I'm assuming that means you passed previously. You managed to start to level out the amount of water. You're now keeping pace with the holes and the water leakage. You think you're starting to just get on top of it as everything's starting to calm down. The ship steering DC is 3 plus 3 plus 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, is a 20.
Cool. Everything's fine.
The captain
Everything is
the
fine.
captain comes up and gives you a hand. You may roll at advantage.
Yay.
You hit
No.
the waves pulling the ship sideways as as it dips, as the right railing dips under the water, ripping it back up. Several of the people in the crow's nest falling down. That was 2 rounds of failure, but 4 people fall into the water. I need the 2 of you to make attack rolls, or dex checks.
Am I at advantage again?
If you succeeded in the dex save last round, you are.
I did. Okay. So there's 1. And there's 2.
You managed to get both people, and you're holding on to them. Go ahead and give me next round's athletics check right now.
Oh,
Wow.
13, 4, 4.
Okay. With the way things are going, you start wrapping it around a railing, but with the weight of it, the railing cracks and the rope vanishes into the water as the ship cracks itself into a rock, ripping open another hole in the bottom. As the waves calm and the ship sails, but floating precariously low in the water as everybody continues to bucket and board and bucket and board. No longer the stress and the violence of the fight. You two at the top can see what is now like a half tentacle that's been bitten off at one of the arms, flailing as blood trailing and deepening the water. Both creatures still thrashing. The waves not pulling you sideways, but now pushing you forward as the team works tirelessly through the night. The captain, at just the right moment, is able to get the ship from beaching itself in Sanus' territory, pulling it deeper into the sea. But you all spend the next 6 hours bucketing. The priority bucketing. One level of exhaustion as the sun starts to come up over the horizon, the ship limping along in the wind. That's what we're going to call our night.
Wow. I can't believe we lost Snitch. So sad.
Poor Snitch.
I had 6 steer. So at 6 steer ship correctly, 6 failures, the ship crashes.
Oh,
Wow.
Close.
that was 5.
Oh.
Can't wait to have Nibbles realize and see what happens next with him.
I thought with his net 1, you were gonna have him see through one of the holes.
Oh no.
I would. That moment was not created to
To ruin someone.
not.
Did you not realize she had disadvantage when you threw Nibbles or Snitch into the water?
No, it was just.
Yeah, I know.
It was one of many potential events. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. We have Cranky's actually got another game on the books. He can use it December, he can use it January, but he's got a double. He's got an extra one. If you guys wanted to schedule something in the next coming weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah, so with all the gift subs and the bits, you more than doubled your Patreon tier. So thank you for that. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I tried. I really tried.
Oh, I know.
You know, we all failed together pretty well.
That's true. That's true.
It was a team effort.
I mean, we got a lot of successes. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It looks like, if I counted correctly.
I have 11, 18 successes. Not including the rescued people.
Yeah, not including. And then
Right,
1,
right.
2, 3.
And we only took 1 level of exhaustion, guys.
Yeah,
And
I could
12
take that with
failures.
1 attack.
And damage. We all took damage. Excellent.
Oh yeah, I got damage.
Only a little
Wow.
bit.
Yeah, not much.
I'm pretty sure I can heal all of that.
Can you heal the emotional damage?
There's no cure for that.
At this point,
It's called
Nibbles
time.
doesn't even know, right?
Nope.
Like we're gonna have to break the.
I'm
news
not
to
going to address that
Nibbles.
off screen. Yeah, we're going to have to do that on screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good moment. It's a bad moment and a good moment.
Finn is a lot less impacted than I am because I feel bad. Like, I am sad for you. I'm sorry.
Nah, it makes all good storytelling.
It does. It does.
I'd already had Nibbles all ready to go for this, so. But it'll be
Because you were going to
better-
have to say goodbye anyway, eventually.
Maybe,
thought about
sorta.
that.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah. Oh, it's just a little.
How long do goblins live?
40
7
something?
days.
Oh man.
Sorry, that's kobolds.
All right.
I mean, it still works in this situation.
Wow.
Let's see. While we have everybody here, if we can come to a quick date decision, we can put it out on the stream. If we can't, we'll just talk about it after the stream.
Okay.
So what do you guys have for the next 2 weeks?
Let me get my calendar.
The 23rd, and then the 4 days after Christmas.
You're busy? Okay.
No, I have those days open.
Oh, okay.
I could do the 23rd.
23rd's a Monday, though. It
sorry,
looks
actually, I
65.
can't.
That case,
do
you
the
can't do the
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah.
Talked about that last night.
Yep.
26,
But
27,
26, 27th are both open for me.
29, 30, 31.
All open
31,
for me.
sorry, is delving in deep.
Yep.
Friday the 27th, I could do it after
Okay.
work.
I mean, technically, I could do the 27th.
Technically.
Yeah, I'm because I work at a Jewish deli, so we cook for both Christmas and Hanukkah.
Mm.
So I have no clue what the deli's going to be like.
Well, then we can do this off stream then if we can take our time. No worries.
It's a tentative. We'll find out.
Ladies and gentlemen, players, thank you for playing Delving in Deep, or Dungeons & Dragons, Deputized Delvers. You guys have been fantastic. I hope you had fun.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
been fantastic.
This has been awesome.
Oh, and we'll talk a
Had
little
so
more.
much fun.
I'm glad. This has been good. Y'all are fantastic. But we'll talk more off stream. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Tune in next Tuesday for Delving in Deep, and we'll see what they decide to do because I don't know, and I have to plan the game.